Aqua, so we're out here to prophesy the downfall of this evil, wicked queendom. Let's start by turning to the east and give all power to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakwadash. Shalom, Akim, and Aqua. So again, we're out here to prophesy the downfall of this evil, wicked queendom that's ran by Esau, Edom, which is the white man of today. And we are the Hebrew Israelites, okay, the true Hebrew Israelites, right? And so we're out here to prophesy against these people right here, because what are they doing? They're creating an all-out siege on the people. What you're seeing is biblical prophecy. Prophecy is all over the map. You know, you have the tempest over there that's going on in Florida. Okay, then also you have Puerto Rico the week before. Then you have the wars and the rumors of wars. You have Putin over there in Russia, which is Magog and Gog, which will be the one of the kingdoms that's going to ultimately destroy Babylon the Great. Okay, but again, first has to come with that Quran. Okay, that these people right here are going to be implementing through what their Novus Ordo Seclorum. They're trying to have their Novus Ordo Seclorum by what? Coming down with unrighteous decrees, you know, speaking draconian, you know, coming with their draconian measures, okay? And again, this word, okay, which is Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, we're out here to prophesy this word to be able to bring in the kingdom. Okay, to be able to wake up our people, which are you so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans, or other speckled bird looking like the other nations, to be able to come back to your heritage, because the Lord is bidding His elect to come back to the marriage, to come back to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, and with that, you're going to see the destruction of many people, because a lot of people don't want to hearken and listen to this word. Okay, because ultimately they've been blinded by the Heavenly Father, or they've been blinded by the God of this world, which again, going back to the wicked. Okay, you have the bank collapses that are going on in the Bank of England, okay, over there in India, and this is all biblical prophecy that the economies would crash, okay, the storehouses would appear to be sown, that there would be a famine, okay, there would be a pestilence, and these are all spoken about with the head of starting at the head apostles at Great Millstone. And so, and again, double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone, you know, for out here laboring, you know, and giving us you know, a way to go, or a way to follow the Lamb wherever that He may be. Okay.
I could, yeah, real quick. This is Jeremiah 3. Jeremiah 3 and 15, and it reads, "And I will give you pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding."
Yep. So pastors of His own heart. So when you go into that word pastor, it goes into associate. Okay, and we're out here to this is our profession. Okay, and we're praying that we've been called, but we're praying that we're chosen, being of that chosen line. We're called to be out here to prophesy and to be able to give our people warning. Okay, to be teachers, to be those watchmen. You know, sitting upon the tower, which we're doing right now on the internet, okay, which is the tower, you know, confessing, you know, coming through this testimony of what's actually about to happen, the set destruction. And what we're seeing is these things are manifesting, showing you that this word is faithful and true, and they're of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai's heart. Okay.
This is Jeremiah 23 and 4, and it reads, "And I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai."
Yeah. Beautiful. Feed them with what? This word. Okay, because again, a man can't live off you know, that they have to live off spiritual bread. Okay, it speaks about that in Matthew 4 and 4. Okay, let me just get that real quick.
I got that in 1 Peter for you.
Okay, come on.
1 Peter 5, the book of 1 Peter 5 and 2, and it reads, "Feed the flock of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, nor for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind."
Yep. So this is not about money, because freely as you give, freely as you receive. This is a gift from Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Ephesians 2 and 8 speaks about that. Okay, so again, that's why a man shouldn't boast about his works, because it's ultimately the Lord that puts that spirit on you to be able to do the work, to be out here right now. Okay.
This is Acts 20 and 27 and 28, and it reads, "For I have not shunned to declare unto you all the counsel of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, the good, the bad, the ugly."
Yep.
You know, setting our face against Mount Seir, and also setting our face against Israel. You know, Ezekiel the 6th chapter, and all these other heathen nations. You know, because all you heathen nations got held to pay for what you did to our people. Starting with the so-called white men. You know, starting with their top elite banking families. Because you average everyday Edomites just walking around Babylon the Great, you're just extra Gorium. You know, you're extra gawarim, man. You know, you're extra cattle. You're extra slaves.
You're ultimately your charcoal for the fire.
These are the people who we're really prophesying against, as far as this is our main target right here, and they're starting to hear our words. You know, it says this word shall enter into the gates of the nobles. You know, Isaiah the 13th chapter, the 2nd verse. This is Acts 20 and 27 again. For I have not shunned to declare unto you all the counsel of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Take heed therefore unto yourselves and to all the flock, over which the Holy Spirit had made you overseers, to feed the church of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, which he had purchased with his own blood. The elect. You know, because the rest of Israel isn't going to hearken to this word. The only ones that are going to actually hearken are the elect, man. And that's who we're feeding, you know? You know, that's who we're getting fed by, because we feed off each other. You know, you might watch a lesson from an elder or an apostle, or a brother may drop something in the group chat, and all of a sudden the Spirit hops on you. Now you got a lesson. You know, you may do some reading, some praying, whatever. And when you do reading and praying, who are you supping with? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You know, you're supping with Yahweh Shai. And who's giving you the understanding? The angels. You know, our brothers, man. This is real quick, Isaiah 48:3, and it reads, I have declared the former things from the this is Isaiah 48:3, and it reads, I have declared the former things from the beginning, and they went forth out of my mouth, and I showed them, I did them suddenly, and they came to pass. And how do those words come forth? Through the prophets, you know? And every single word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai will come to pass, you know?
This is Job 33:15. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep fall upon men and slumberings upon the bed, they opened their ears of men and sealed their instruction. So again, that goes into what the brother brought out. You know, the angels, the celestial angels working on your mind, right? When you go to Revelation 3 and 20, it speaks about the Lord sups with his men. Okay, when you go into the word sup, it goes to be intimate. Okay, to be able to give you the understanding, the deep, dark secrets, the mysteries of what's going on. First of all, who you are. Okay? Who you are, which would be, you know, according to your father, if you're a Hebrew Israelite. Okay, you would be a Hebrew Israelite, right? According to your father, the pedigree of your father. Okay?
I got you in the back of the answer you're talking about. This is John 14, the book of St. John, the 14th chapter, the 16th verse down to the 18th verse. And it reads, and I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, the Holy Spirit, that he may abide with you forever, who you get through our Lord Yahweh Shai, who is also called the Comforter. You know, the understanding of this word, which is the Comforter. And that's only done through the Holy Spirit that comes from Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, because Yahweh Shai is the word. Because that's a decree from the Heavenly Father Yahweh.
You want to get that? Okay. Ecclesiastes 84, where the word of the king is there's power. You might say unto you, what doest thou? This is the book of St. John 14 to 16. Brother. This is St. John 14 to 16, and it reads, and I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever. You know, that reminds me of Luke, the 1st chapter, you know? Luke, the 4th chapter. You want to get that?
Yeah, I got it.
Come. Keep going, brother. This is I was just in Acts, like this is the book of St. John 14 and 17. Even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive. That word world in this precept is Israel, as far as cosmos, the world of Israel, because not all Israel is of Israel. Only the elect are going to be able to dance to the tune and be able to hear and hearken into the message. This is the book of St. John, the 14th chapter, and the 17th verse. Even the Spirit of truth, and you shall know the truth, and it shall make you free. Even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. Neither knoweth him, but ye know him, for he dwelleth with you, and shall be in you. John 14 and 18, the main point. I will not leave you comforted. I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you.
Yeah, because His word is comforting when you're able to know what's going on. Okay, because you're going to see a lot of people distress among the nations. Okay, because with this banking system being knocked down, okay, you're not going to be able to go to your stores unless you have that charagma, okay, which is that mark, right? And a lot of people are not going to know what to do. They don't have the comfort of this word, okay? And so they're going to be caught up. They're going to do things. They're going to do sins for the smallest things. Okay, it speaks about that in Sirach 27.
Yep, I'll get that real quick. This is Sirach 27 and 1, and it reads, many have sinned for a small matter, and he that seeketh for abundance will turn his eyes away from what? The law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the heavenly decrees. You know, which one of them is not to trust your enemy, not to trust, because every single precept is literally a commandment. You know what I'm saying?
I got you real quick. Ecclesiastes 8 and 4. Where the word of a king is, there is power. And who may say unto them, what doest thou?
Yeah, what doest thou? You know, and this is a decree from the heavens, straight from the throne of the heavenly Father through His Son. You know, and every single word is going to come to pass. You know, this is you know, also one of the decrees is not to trust your enemy, not to make any cuttings in your flesh, not to trust in science, falsely so-called. You know, 1 Timothy 6:20. You know.
Okay, let me finish. Ecclesiastes 8 and 5. Who has keep these commandments shall feel no evil thing, and a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment. Because to every purpose there is a time and a judgment, therefore the misery of man is great upon him. So we're headed in the time of what? Great misery. Okay, because again, when you don't have food, you don't have shelter, okay, you don't have water, and you have a family, okay, again, going into we're reading the Sirach 27.
A key word that pops up out of that set of precepts you read is discernment. You want to look it up in your phone, brother? I'll get the rest of this precept. This is Sirach 27 and 1, and it reads, many have sinned for a small matter, and he that seeketh for abundance will turn his eyes away. As a nail sticketh fast between the joinings of the stones, so doth sin stick close between buying and selling. And you have a lot of our people, they're going to be fooled by these guys who are telling you sweet hymns and sweet melodies. You know, what your ear wants to hear. You know, is that everything's going to be all right. Prosperity doctrine. You can trust Esau. You can trust the damn devil. You can take his mark. You know, there's no punishment for it. You can repent. But the scriptures say otherwise, man. Revelation 14 and 9 and 10 says the punishment for taking it, man. You know. And also the scriptures say, don't trim your waist to seek love. Also, since I'm on the topic, let's get Jeremiah 48 and 10 real quick. And he reads, curse, it's like it, Jeremiah 48 and 10. Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai deceitfully. And cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. And we read earlier, you know, we have not shunned to declare all the counsel of the Most High to you. The good, the bad, the ugly, the tribulation, the victory, you know, what's going to happen to these heathen nations, you know.
Yeah, because just because you take that, does that mean that you're going to be able to eat and drink? No, you're trusting in the devil.
Yeah.
You're trusting in Esau, Edom. Okay?
Look at this man's track record.
Yeah.
You know?
Smallpox, you know, gave our people smallpox, all sorts of things. You know what I mean? Tell you to go down to these Planned Parenthoods and basically off your child. Okay? And then what do? They do all sorts of experiments on the children.
And that's the law.
Yep.
Leviticus the 18th chapter. You know, you shall not sacrifice any of your children unto Moloch, or let them pass through the fire. Because that was a practice of the ancient Canaanites. The Egyptians were doing that, man. Also, they were into bestiality, homosexuality, wearing eyeliner, sleeping with their cousins and whatnot, man. That's what the Lord made a decree for us not to follow after their ways, man. You know, to do not of any, to do, I'll just get it real quick since it's coming up.
7 and 2.
Leviticus, the first book of the law, and Leviticus means law. You know, that's where you get the name Levi from. In the Hebrew, it would be lawyer. That's where you get lawyer from. For those who are new.
Real quick, this is Deuteronomy 7 and 2. And when Yahweh Bashim Yahushai shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. So again, you don't make no covenant with first of all, these heathen nations. Starting with Esau.
Deuteronomy 7, right?
Yeah.
What are we supposed to do? We're supposed to burn their groves with fire. And that's what we're doing. We're burning their groves with fire, man. We're burning their altars with fire through this word.
Yep.
You know, this word is a fire.
Yep. Jeremiah 23 and 29.
Yep.
So this is Deuteronomy. Yeah, because how is the altar being burnt down? First of all, look at the economy. The economy's crashing. Look at the sudden destruction in all these different places that is happening all around the world. You have Iran over there; they're rioting. You have Puerto Rico; they're basically underwater. So is parts of Florida. Okay, this is all from this word, this consuming fire. Deuteronomy 7 and 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt not take unto thy son. For they will turn away the son from the following means that to serve their other gods. So will the anger of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai be kindled against you to destroy thee suddenly.
That's what happened to Solomon.
Yep.
You know, his heart got turned away from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai through the gods of the heathen that he was joined unto. You know, as far as he was married to, you know, that were lesser ones, you know, his concubines. You know, but it's not going against the law to have a concubine, you know, heathen concubine. You know, that's not going against the law. Now, when he made the altars and bowed down to their gods, that's what, you know, that's what he was throwing off.
Yep.
You know.
This This is Deuteronomy 7 and 5.
And when he came back, he had to pay for that. You know?
That's Yahushua.
Yep. And Nathan prophesied that to our forefather David, 2 Samuel the 17th chapter. He shall be bruised with the stripes of the children of men.
Yeah.
You know, that didn't happen to Solomon because no one would dare touch a king. You know? And that's an automatic death sentence. And to you and your family.
Yeah.
You got something, brother?
Yeah. Yeah. So ultimately, that was set up because when Yahushua got sacrificed for us in the flesh, okay, he put basically all of Israel on his back. Not basically, he did. He put all of Israel on his back, so we can be able to be what? Ransomed with that blood. Okay, that's why the currency is blood. Okay, that's why there has to be destruction here. That's the whole point of what you have to be persecuted, right? For this truth. Okay, because look at what Yahushua had to go through. You know, whenever you read it in Matthew, it speaks about the, as far as the 3 hours of torment. Okay, the people spitting on his face, doing all sorts, supposedly, fed him vinegar and things like that, all nasty, some say piss. Okay, so all these things that
mocked, worshiped him.
Yep, mocked him,
scoffed. Pull yourself off the cross.
Yeah, and then our own people mocked and scoffed, just like it is today.
Yep.
You know, and it says a man's foe shall be of his own household. So we're about to see a lot of people that were so-called cool with you. They ain't gonna be cool. You know, I know personally, just for myself, I love, being in the truth. I don't really have any relationships outside of the brotherhood, because again, they don't have the understanding of what's going on. Now you be in the world, you talk to people, but the thing is that a lot of people are bugged out. Okay, especially in the times that we're headed into.
We use the world, but we don't abuse the world.
Yep.
This is Matthew 10 and 35 to back up on that point. And it reads, this is Matthew 10 and 34. And it reads, think not that I have come to send peace on earth. I have come not to send peace, but a sword. And that goes into judgment,
Because also Hebrews 4 and 12 speaks about the Lord is coming with that word that's quick and powerful, sharper than any two-edged sword. So again, this truth is going to have where it's either you're right with the righteous, which is Yahushua, the tabernacle of David, or you're with the wicked and with the world. Okay, because what the world is about to be a sudden destruction. Okay, coming fast and full steam. Okay, that ticking time bomb that Esau Edom is, that wrath, that vessel fitted for wrath and destruction. Okay.
So Matthew 10 and 34, and it reads, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I am not. It's like a think not that I've come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against his mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
Yeah, because we saw that a little bit a couple years ago. When that Beetlejuice was out, you had people that didn't want people coming by if you didn't have that Beetlejuice. Okay, they didn't want you couldn't come to the pagan holidays anymore. You can't come to the family dinner, the family cookout. Unless you got the diaper on your face and you got your card in your hand, okay? And that was just a trial run that these elites were doing. Okay, and now what are they about to do? It's about to come out with that Quran.
That's in the article. You want to grab that, brother? The one I just sent. Read the article I just sent where it talks about the wicked elites running a test run. Just read the heading.
I still got that word.
I'll read the precept.
That on it.
I'll go to Leviticus 18.
What was it? One more time?
Where it says the wicked elites.
Oh, okay, I got you. The rehearsal?
Yep. You want to just read the title, brother?
Yeah, what they're trying to bring in is their great reset. They're build back better, make America great again. Okay, and that's all about what's putting that yoke inside of you. Okay.
That digital all.
Yeah, that digital all.
That mark of servitude.
Yeah. Because again, when they had us in slavery, what did they have? They had that yoke, the big yoke around our necks to hinder us from doing anything. And so now we're just spiritually, we're in captivity. Okay, or physically, but they want to ultimately put that thing inside of you to be able to alter whatever that you do. Okay, but the men of the Lord, Romans 11:4, are not going to bow down to the image of Baal, which is the image of what this beast system and their philosophies and what they're pushing. Okay.
This is Psalms 33 and 10, and it reads, "The Lord Yahweh Shem Shai breaketh the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect." Against who? Against the elect. Because the elect have victory over everything this man is trying to bring forward, man. Over the beast, his mark, his image, the number of his name, over it all, man.
It also speaks about that in that same chapter that you know, the Lord's going to save us in that sixth trouble. Okay, from what? Because again, there's going to be there's going to be you know, a siege on these different cities. But yeah, Job. Oh, would you read Psalms 33?
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, I was talking about Job.
Job, because we're talking about it.
Yeah, Job 5 and 12.
Job 5 and 12, and he reads, he disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Job 5 and 13. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong.
Yep. So it means that what these when you rush at something, you're not able to cross your T's and dot your I's. Okay, which means they're not going to be able. That wisdom is being taken out of these teammen.
I got that for you. Okay. This is because you just mentioned it. This is Job 5 and 19, and it reads, "He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles." And what's the number of beasts? 6. You know, and who's coming after you? The beast. You know, what's he trying to get you with this mark? You know, adding you to basically making you his, and putting his brand on you, and basically you're a part of the universal product code. You know, you have a barcode. You have a barcode number now, because that's what this whole juice is set up for. You know, is to get your body with NANOPARTICLES, graphene. I gotta be careful with the words. Graphene, OXIDE, and other particles to basically make your body make you into a transhuman. And the final part of that is to put that caribou inside you, so now you're interconnected and you're in the body of networks. You know, the Internet of Bodies, the Internet of Things.
Yep. Well, you'll be
tied to the financial grid.
Yep.
You know, you'll be tied to every single thing that this man has as far as the universal surveillance system. You know,
you'll be a universal product code.
Yep.
Okay, so say you go buy say a soda or whatever, right? And then, so when you scan it, now that's going to be what in your hand or in your forehead.
Yeah, the people who took the juicy juice, you're genetically modified now. You're a GMO now. So now they own you. You know, you're owned by BlackRock and these other different companies. You know that gave you the juicy juice. You know, PVIZER. You know, Astro ZENECA. I gotta spell it out because they said allegedly, right? You can talk about it.
No.
Yeah, but you don't trust this devil.
Yeah,
you know, you'll still get that email.
Because the same day they did it, they knocked out my payment. They knocked out my payment. That was the same day. You know what I mean? This real quick. The same day that they said it's okay to talk about the Beetlejuice, okay, was the same day they hit my page and knocked it down.
For what?
You know, for the Beetlejuice.
What was it?
So-called misinformation about the Beetlejuice.
Medical misinformation.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
You're still knocking videos down.
And this was a year, like the video was like from a year ago. I didn't even know what what video it actually was. It was I know it was like over a year ago. Then when I went to go actually look at the video, it was gone. And then when I went to go challenge it, I couldn't even challenge it. You know what I mean? They wouldn't even let me go to it. So, you know, that's Esau. That's why you never trust this devil. Okay, never trust that enemy, for like iron is rusted, so is his wickedness.
Proverbs 26 and 25, when he speaketh there, Proverbs 26 and 24, he that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be shewed before the whole congregation.
Yep, and that's what is happening right now. It's being, it's the son of perdition is being known. Okay, the man of sin, 2 Thessalonians 2. Okay, the man of sin, the son of perdition, everybody's going to know, just like we know, as far as who the devil is. Because again, he's going to come down with those draconian measures. Because anything that just happened right now, it's going to increase, times 10. So real quick, this is the article. I'll just read the header. It says, the pandemic was the elite's rehearsal for the Great Reset. Okay, so again, that goes into Psalm 64. Okay, Psalm 64 and about 5. It says, I was about to say, the Beetlejuice was a rehearsal by the World Economic Forum to prepare to usher in the Great Reset. Okay, and the Great Reset is you will own nothing and be happy. Okay, that's what Klaus Schwab said. And also his other crony, Yuval Noah Harari, what did he say? He said that if the savior is going to be out of Silicon Valley, which going into their trusting in what the pseudoscience, okay, which science means to know. And they don't know how the body actually works. They just know that it's going to create hell, which is condition played out on earth, or death, okay? And those are the 2 mannerisms of Esau either. Either wants to deceive you, or he wants to kill you, okay? It speaks about that, John 10 and 10?
This is Psalms 144 and 11, and it reads, rid me and deliver me out of the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. And that's what they're feeding you, a right hand of falsehood, you know? Speaking proudly, you know? Speaking vanity, you know?
Yep.
Saying that, you know, I am and none else beside me, man.
Yep.
You know, but all that will come to naught. Because the real great reset is the kingdom of Yahweh Shai. And by default, is the kingdom of Israel, you know? Which we're prophesying of, which will come to pass, and all of you heathen will be put in subjection under the Israelites, starting with Yahweh Shai, you know, King David, on down, you know? And that's the good news. And that's the good news, man. You know? These people ain't gonna be in power forever, you know?
Yeah, because what are they doing? They're having man on man, woman on woman, transformers. They have your children getting taught the ABCs, okay? You have, again, the internet of bodies, so everyone's going to be walking around like a robot. Anybody that took that Beetlejuice, there's going to be a thing called what? The Moorburg's juice that's going to be coming out, which ultimately is the frequency that's going to be jumping off. Because these 5G towers weren't made for nothing, okay? So they're going to turn on that frequency. They already said that they're going to have what? A zombie apocalypse and what's prepared. You had the, what, over there in New York?
Speaking of that, Slocky brother, there was a video that was dropped by GMS Get This Work. I don't know if you've seen the video. It was like a 3-minute video of the lady, and she looked all right in the picture, but then she took the juicy juice, and you can see that she was basically being made into a zombie. You know, she just threw, and they had the Michael Jackson Thriller music in the video. I don't know if you've seen it, but it was pretty hilarious, man, because that's what she gets for trusting the damn devil. You know.
And then you have the people that are on the news. There was a news anchor lady.
Who will pity a charmer that's been by a serpent?
Yeah. Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like iron is rusted, so is his wickedness. Okay, we're going to skip down to Sirach.
These people are so diabolical, they're going to kill a lot of their own people. They've already done it, you know? Just look up VACCINE injury.com, you know? There's videos that have gone out saying VACCINE INJURY, and they show people just dropping. I put one of them up on my backup channel. You know, you see people just talking, they'll be conversing, and the motherfucker just drop. Bam!
Well, that's what the news anchor did. Her whole face froze up. Basically,
that's what Ishmael did.
She had a stroke.
I don't know if you've seen Ishmael. Ishmael was over there in one of them Arab countries, one of them Talhead countries, and he was speaking. He was at the podium, and that nigga just dropped. Boom! That nigga just dropped right there in his head, man. Yep. You know?
That's why it says, never trust thine enemy, like I just read. This is Sirach 12 and let's skip down to 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with the serpent, or any such as come nigh to wild beasts?
Yep, and that's what Esau Edom is. You know, start with these guys right here. You know, they're wild beasts. What was a quote by, I think it was one of the Rockefellers or one of the Rothschilds or one of the wicked ass niggas. He said, if I could come back after I'm dead, I will come back as a virus.
Oh yeah, was that Prince Charles?
Yeah, one of the wicked
guy
elites.
that just died.
Yeah.
He's in the spirit world with shackles and chains.
Yeah. Well, he knows he's gonna have to come back and open up his eyes in hell. You know, the rich man. You know, Lazarus. You know, Lazarus and the rich man.
And that was he's basically a grandfather, and that's like this whole mindset, and that's the mindset of Esau Edom.
Okay.
That he wants to come back as a virus. He don't want to come back to help nobody, or you know.
Hey, shalom.
You know, that's this devil. So that's why it speaks about Sirach 12 and 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such come nigh a wild beast? So we know that what Esau Edom is what a man of the field. Okay, going back to what Genesis 27. Okay, that he would be what a man of the field, or Genesis 25.
Even going down to the way they smell.
Yep.
They smell like old toes. You know, rusted corn pops. You know what I'm saying? Wet dog. And that's the way Esau Edom smells. He smells just like a field. You know? Isaac said, my son, you smell like a field. And that's what Esau Edom smells like, man. You know?
This is Sirach 21 and...
That's their nature. They're the base people of the earth. You know? Base goes into low. Lower than low. You know?
That's why when it describes them, you know, as cave dwellers.
Yep.
Okay? Because again, they came out speaking like cavemen.
A low down, dirty shit.
Yeah, you know, Job said he wouldn't even, you know, we spoke about this last time, Job wouldn't even leave his dogs with him. But Job would be the elect, okay? When you go into the word Job, it means persecuted. And that's what you're going to be, is persecuted for this truth. Meanwhile, this serpent is going to be around here trying to hit people with that sauce. This is Sirach 21 and 1. My son, hast thou sinned? Do so no more, but ask a pardon of thy former sins. So again, it speaks about that in Acts 17. In about 30s, before Yahweh Bashima Shai winked at our ignorance. But now what he's brought us into his wise counsel, set us above the nations, as far as in wisdom. Okay, so whatever that we go off, we're supposed to repent to the Heavenly Father. We pray because again, being in the ministry, you have the understanding that the Lord He has power to kill. Okay, He has power. He's the original hitman. Okay, Esau. That's why it speaks about in Matthew, not to be afraid of what man can do to your body. Man can do to your.
So I can just move around.
Yes, don't be afraid what a man can do to you, but be afraid what Yahweh Shai can do to your body and spirit, because the Lord can kill you and then bring you to the spirit world and then bring you back for judgment. Okay, this is Sirach 21:2. Flee from sin as from the face of a serpent, for if thou comest too near it, it will bite thee. Thy teeth are the teeth of a lion, slaying the souls of men. All iniquity is as a two-edged sword, the wounds whereof cannot be healed. So again, that goes out to your IUIC. Okay, you cannot be healed if you take that Quran. Okay, you can't be healed. Okay, that's an automatic sentence. What in the lake of fire, the hypersonic missiles hit this place. That's why, like the brother brought out earlier, Revelation 14. Okay, and also what Revelation 16:2.
I'll get them both. Okay. This is Revelation 14:9, and it reads, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice," and that's what they're saying. And that's what we're saying, with a loud voice, crying aloud and sparing not, lifting up our voice like a trumpet. You know? And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, "If any man worship the beast and his image," this man's system, Rome 2.0, "and receive his mark," that word is charagma, which is something that's physical. This man has never been a spiritual man. These heathen have never been spiritual people, so they're not going to issue, they can't issue a spiritual mark. That only comes from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. That destroys that all. Nebuchadnezzar, he didn't issue a spiritual deity for you to bow to. It was a golden statue. In the time of Antiochus Epiphanes, if you didn't hearken unto the ways of the Greeks, what happened? You were put to death if you didn't eat pork. That's something physical, man. The charagma is something physical, man. We can see it being played out through the earth. They're not setting up stations for you to bow down to Chesme Borgia or recite John 3:16, but they are setting up stations to where it can read something in your head or in your hand. That's why these restaurants a few years back, when this little thing happened, they were coming up to people. I just seen it right here at the beach. To get in the club, they were doing this. Yeah, and doing it on your hand. It's a temperature check. It's a temperature check, all right, to see if you're down with the system.
Yep. Well, you comply.
Yep. Revelation 14:9, and that's what the article was going into. It's a test run. We're talking about, like Allen Iverson said, we're talking about practice. This is Revelation 14:9, and the reason the third angel followed them saying with a loud voice, "If any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand," charagma, the charagma in the form of Walletmore, Neuralink, or any other versions.
And they already have, real quick, Fed Now that's set up. Yep. Fed Now is basically going to be a universal basic income, where they're gonna put it out to people and say, hey, we can help you with this. Here's like $1,200 a month or whatever amount, and then people are going to be hooked on it for a couple months.
You want to get Isaiah 36:6, brother? Baba Bishop?
Yeah, so they're going to get what was it, 36?
Yeah, Isaiah 36:6. Trust in the staff. That you can also bring that precept out related to the Quran. If you go into the blue letter, it gets deep.
Yeah.
That's in the Old Testament. This is there's many precepts that you can go into and tie them in the Quran. 2nd Ezra 8:27. 1 Timothy 6:10. Getting pierced for the love of money for what? Taking that Quran. This is preparo. That word pierce is preparo, which means to pierce or to penetrate through it entirely. And that's what you're going to have to do to get the Quran.
This is the 6:10.
Yep.
Pierce for the root of money.
This is Revelation 14:10, and it reads, "The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." That's talking about the ICBM missiles that are going to hit this place from Russia, and all the other nations are going to hate this place.
Yeah, that's the judgment for taking the Quran. Okay, that's the judgment. That's where you're going to get caught up in. And it speaks about in Sirach 28, where it speaks about you will have no rest day or night. Okay, why? Because you have something that's tracking you around wherever that you go. Okay, and again, you think Esau is going to be playing around with people? That's a get down or lay down mentality. If you don't comply to his mandates, okay, what is it going to do? He's going to turn you off. That's why they have these internment camps set up. That's why FEMA's over there in Florida. Okay, why did Biden send in FEMA over there? That's ultimately to put people in those camps, just like they did in Katrina. Okay, this is nothing new under the sun. This devil just reiterates the same things. Okay.
Revelation 16 and 1 and 2, and it reads, "And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, Go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of Yahweh Shem Yahushai upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which had worshipped his image."
And when you go into that word sore, it goes into ulcer or cancer. Okay, and it goes into pus. When you actually look at it, how it actually looks, okay, that goes into it. Plus the lake of fire. So not only you have, because again,
you're gonna have a distinguishing mark on you, so people know that you took the MOT to the beat.
Yep.
You know, you're gonna be your body's gonna be jacked up, man. You know, and then later, when Yahweh Shem Yahushai sends judgment in the form of ICBM missiles, which are gonna burn this place to smithereens, as long as the chariots, then you're gonna be jacked up even more. You know? And then you're going to be walking around in the kingdom with your head down, man.
Yep. And again, come in with that false doctrine, you're going to take the Quran. Okay? Because that's the type of spirit that you're pushing on somebody.
Those are those guys coming back who made a covenant with the heathen back in ancient Greece. The guys who were telling on, the guys who told on Hananiah, Azariah, and Mishael, the 3 holy children, in the book of Daniel. That's their Hebrew names. Their slave names were Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, but their Hebrew names were Hananiah, Azariah, and Mishael. And there's a book in the Apocrypha called Prayer of Azariah. Also, those are those same men who said we shall lose our place in the Roman captivity. John, the book of St. John 11, 48, 49 on down.
This is Isaiah 36 and 6. Says, "Lo, thou trusted in the staff of the broken reed on Egypt, wherein if man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So Pharaoh's king of Egypt to all that trust in him."
Yeah, but that's what's going to happen to people who eventually trust in this man's system. You're going to get weak, and then you're going to go allow this man to, put his charagma inside your temple, man. And what do you have men doing? You have men in Israel with fringes on, pushing the law, but telling you to take it in a roundabout way, telling you it's okay,
It speaks about it. It says that we're supposed to hate that. Okay, we're not supposed to be, oh, that's cool. You know what I mean? That's what the rebuke videos are all about.
You got that word discernment though? Real quick.
Yeah, I
got this precept again before the point goes away. I'll read the precept. This is Sirach. This is Slakia, not Sirach. Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 8:4. Where the word of a king is, there is power, and who may say unto him, What doest thou? Whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing. And a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment. And the Heavenly Father has given us the spirit of discernment, to be able to recognize sound doctrine and unsound doctrine, sound speech and unsound speech,
Got this word discern in the Google definition, right? It says perceive or recognize, distinguish someone or something with difficulty by sight or with the other senses. So again, the Lord has given us the vision to be able to have the understanding of what that actually is. Okay, what that charagma actually is. He's given us what? Spiritual discernment. Okay, because again, the natural man can receive what the spiritual man can. Okay, that's was that 1 Corinthians 2 and 14.
This is Matthew 13, the classic, Matthew 13 and 9, and it reads, "Who hath ears to hear, let him hear." And this is Matthew 13 and 16, and it reads, "But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear."
Yep. For you see what? Ultimately the judgment that's going to happen on this place. Okay, and you're repenting for your sins. You're coming with the sound doctrine, no gall in your mouth. Okay, you're repenting for your sins. You're accepting rebuke. You're accepting what the persecution that comes with this ministry. Okay, you counted the cost. Okay, Lord willing, we endure to the end. This is Wisdom of Solomon 3:1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of Yahweh, and there shall no torment touch them. So again, there's not going to be no torment touching with the elect, because again, they have that eyesight. They've been predestined from what the foundation of the earth to be able to do this, to be able to put on as them soldiers. Okay, endure hardness like a good soldier. Okay, because again, we're soldiers for you, what, Yahweh Shai.
And that's a doctrine of doubt, saying, what if the white man do this, what if the white man do that? What if Yahweh Shai protect you, man?
Yeah, God.
You know, what if Yahweh Shai actually comes through for you? We believe. You know, we believe he's going to come through, man. Because the scriptures say so, man.
Yeah.
You know, you want to get Romans 15:4, brother?
That's that woe is me spirit.
I'll get it.
Because I got Wisdom of Solomon 3:2. In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and the departure is taken from misery. All they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. Okay, so again, the men of the Lord, we know that some of us are going to be what, martyrs. Okay, Revelation 20:4 speaks about some shall be beheaded for the truth.
And that's a victory.
Yep.
You didn't bow. You
Yep.
know, the woman, the children of the woman, you know, in 2 Maccabees, the 7th chapter, and that's spiritual. You know, we got children of the woman because Israel is known as the woman. You know, you know. And what did they do? They didn't bitch up. You know, they didn't bow down. They didn't get weak. You know, our forefather Eleazar, you know, who refused to eat the lamb and pretended it was pork. You know, but died manfully. You know.
Yeah, because even the woman, she was speaking about, I think her son was like 3 or something, and he said, don't bow down to the, bow down to the image. It's better that you be what I was just reading right here. Wisdom of Solomon 3:4. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. So again, immortality. You're going to have your head high in the kingdom because what you endured to the end, and ultimately you were of the elect. You were the elect. You are the elect, right? We're praying that we're of that number.
This is Proverbs 12:28, and it reads, "In the way of righteousness is life, and in the path of whereof there is no death."
Yep. Because again, who has Yahweh Shai has victory over death, and he's going to have those palms in his hands. It speaks about that in was that 2 Ezra 2. It speaks about the tall man, which is Yahweh Shai, putting crowns upon their head. Okay, Ezra saw that, and that's comforting to be able to know that the men that stood stiffly for this word are going to be able to get rewarded.
This is Romans 15:4, and it reads, "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope." Those accounts, you know, as far as Daniel being delivered out of the lion's den, where Habakkuk was translated by the angel, Elijah, you know, he got fed by angels, you know, he got
Daniel in the den.
Daniel in the den, you know, the 3 holy children, you know, the apostles getting freed out of prison, you know. Those aren't accounts, you know, Yahweh Shai raising from the dead. Those aren't accounts that are written just for you to be like, oh yeah, you know, that's nice. Those are accounts that are written to give you comfort, man, and to give you a preview of what's to come. You know, because great deliverances are going to happen, man. But you got to believe, you know. You got to believe, and we believe, therefore we speak. That's why we come out here, man. You know, this is professing our love. You know, this is professing our love, and this is our duty. Ultimately, this is our job. You know, the Lord didn't wake you up for you to be a keyboard warrior, or you just to sit in your house and do lessons all the time. You know, now if you are wheelchair bound, you're not able-bodied, then that's understandable. But if you're able-bodied and you're just sitting, you know, on the Lord's money, then you're gonna have to get the count for that, man. You know, and you see brothers out there. You know, there's a brother, and I like to bring this up. I've been bringing this out a lot lately. You know, the brother out there in Detroit. You know, I don't know if you know him. I know from IG, but he goes out there, Warriors for Yahweh Shai. You know, that brother's fighting he's fighting sickle cell, man. He still goes out there. You know, if he could go out there, I see brothers out there in wheelchairs, man. You can go out there too, bro. You know, the apostles. The apostles are ours, like 63 years old, man. He's as old as my mom. You know, he's still out there, man, going hard through the spirit, man. So you can get out there too, you know. And there are certain men who go out there all the time, and they go out there by themselves, you know. And that's not an excuse because you're by yourself, you know. You know, that's even more of a reason to go harder because I was by myself for 7 months before this brother joined me, you know. And I remember those nights of going out there by myself, not to talk about myself, but I just going through my own testimony, man. And it was beautiful to have a brother join me, man, you know?
Yeah, because again, should be on all of us have to be on all cylinders. Because what are we're fighting for the immortality. Okay, we're not fighting to be a manager at Mickey D's. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying that's not what we're fighting for. We're not fighting to, to be the boss at Walmart. Okay, we're fighting for a crown immortality and to be able to judge 12 thrones.
Rulership, man. Rulership is
Okay,
on the line.
putting down the devil.
As far as you being in the first dominion of rulership, man, because the people who are born in the kingdom, you may get born in the 998th year. You may get born in the 999th year, the last day of the year, and you don't really get to see Esau, go through it, man. You may come back and Esau's already, you may come back and Esau's already destroyed. And speaking of the devil, this damn devil just rolled by us on his bike smiling at us, man. Yeah.
This is Revelation 2 and 25.
Any precepts
This
in
is
the comment board?
Yahushua speaking in red letter, right? But thou which you have already, hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh keepeth my works unto the end. To him I will give over the nations and shall rule them with a rod.
I will give him power over the nations.
Yep.
You shall receive power,
Yep. All power.
You want to read that again, brother?
Yep. It says Revelation 2 and 26.
And this is also reiterated in the book of Psalms, And this is red writing right here. And in the book of Psalms, I'll just read it real quick. It's only like 2 precepts, brother. Psalms 2. It doesn't say who it's a psalm of. I believe through the Spirit, who's it sound like it's a psalm of? It's a psalm of Yahushua, you know what I'm saying? Basically, all of them are psalms of Yahushua, but it doesn't say who it's a psalm of. As far as a lot of these psalms, they'll say a psalm of, so on and so forth.
Is it 2 and 11?
Yeah. Yep. This is Psalms 2 and Yep. This is Psalms 2 and 7. This is beautiful. I will declare the decree. And what's a decree? A decree is a law or something that's. You want to get the definition of decree, brother, real quick? Because ultimately this word is a decree from the heavens, man. Simply the definition, brother. Yep. I'll read the precept. This is Psalms 2 and 7, and it reads, I will declare the decree. The Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, said unto me, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. This is Psalms 2 and 10, and he reads, Be wise, now therefore, O ye kings, be instructed, ye judges of the earth. And that's what's being raised up. The judges of the earth, man. In the land where it was said, you are not my people. We've been called niggas, spiggers, porch monkeys, prairie niggas, wetbacks, jigaboos, prairie niggas. That's what we call the tribe of Gad, the Native Americans, man. But who's being raised up? Those same people, And those are your future judges, rulers, and aristocrats to come, man. You heathen have hell to pay for what you did to our people, man. Yo, what's up? I used to work with bro.
Oh, okay, this word decree. It says official order issued by a legal authority.
Woo! This is official. This is an official order issued by the King of the universe, man.
Yep. We read it in Ecclesiastes 8 and 4. Okay, where the word of a king is, and the king sent forth what his decree. Okay, to be able to put us over the nations. Jeremiah 1 and 10. Okay.
Yep.
Set us over the nation, what to root out, to pull down.
I'll get that for you.
Yeah.
While you're getting that, I'll just get that because it's only one precept. Only one. Okay. This is Jeremiah 1 and 10, and it reads, Yep, I'll get 9 as well. Good. This is
Jeremiah 5, I think, when it speaks about the words. I'll give you the words.
Yeah, I'll get 4 and 5, and then I'll skip on down. Okay. Yep. This is Jeremiah, the 1st chapter, the 4th verse and the 5th verse, and it reads, Then the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai came unto me, saying, Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee and ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. This is Jeremiah 1 and 8. And it reads, Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, said the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And that's what IUIC is not telling their congregation. The Lord is with us, man, to deliver us, man, if we're of the elect,
That goes into what? Believing the
even if you got to die for the truth, you're still delivered because guess what? You didn't bow down. You're going to be the first one to rise from Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
You're going to be the first one in the chariot, man. You're going to be there on the chariot with the wine, with Yahweh Shai, already.
Chilling.
Chilling. You know? You're going to be kicking it with Abba Bivens.
Yeah.
You know? You're going to be kicking it with all the great men. You know? You know? Chopping it up with King Masha. You know? That's victory, man. You know? That's not a doctrine. That's not a doctrine of sound. That's not a doctrine of faith. That's a faithless doctrine. You know? That's not the spirit that's not the spirit of the house of David. The house of David are warriors, man. Yahweh Hashem Yahshua is raising up a nation of kings and priests, also warriors, man. Because we were those same men who were coming against the Greek Empire. We were those same men who subdued the heathen, man, under our King David, man. You know?
And that's the mindset that you have to have. You have to believe in the report. Okay? And
Well,
Apostle
it
Gabar
says
always says that.
those men who got the victory, right?
Yeah.
The elect have a mindset of victory, man. The victory's already in your head.
Because who is victory? Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
So you have the mind. That's what Yahweh Shai
They had
is.
the name of the Heavenly Father in their head. What's the Song of Moses? The Song of Moses is a song of victory, not a defeat.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's that metaphon. That metaphon, which is that VMAT 2, that what Esau Edom is trying to infiltrate, that temple. He's trying to be in your temple, but the men of the Lord have that what tawah. Okay, that speaks about what in Ezekiel 9 and 4.
Yep.
Okay, that won't bow down to the image of the beast. They have what that exemption of what judgment.
Yep.
Okay, and we're praying that we're of that number, because again, as the brother read, the
And
elect
what's
is
the sword? What's the sword? When he talks about the sword in the scriptures, that's symbolic of judgment. So when the Lord sends the sword on the left hand side from Esau Edom, you're going to be exempt from that, man. You know, and who has the sword? The modern day Assyrian, the so-called white man, beginning with these guys right here, man. You know?
Yeah, Psalm 17 speaks about that. King David, which with the tabernacle of David is being risen up like with the days of old. That speaks about Amos 9 and 11.
Yep.
Okay, and it says what? Disappoint thy sword. Okay, because King David knew who that sword was.
Cast
What-
him down.
Yeah,
That's
cast
what
him down.
I showed. Break the teeth of the young lion.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah,
Because that's their sword as well. There's many forms of the sword, like the Elder Birmingham says. You have the juicy juice, his lies, Christianity, you know, his medical field, you know, the public indoctrination and public fool system, you know,
pestilence,
yeah, rap music, you know,
Jake women.
yeah,
Yeah.
the black woman,
The black
you know,
woman.
that's the sword. Because what does Eve do? You know, you get around to Eve too much, she'll start to beat out your confidence, man.
Yep.
You know,
You ain't
She'll-
shit.
Yeah, you ain't shit, nigga. Whoop whoop this, whoop whoop that. You
Always
know?
reading that Bible.
Yeah, you always
know.
reading that Bible. Ain't nothing happening. Your sky daddy ain't coming to get you, nigga.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
that's the mentality of the average so-called Negro woman. And then what happens? That whole mentality gets all the other women of our nation to think like that.
Yep.
Because Judah's the head, and then you have the so-called Latino and Native American women, West Indian women, and Haitian women following that same step. Nigga, you ain't shit.
Yep.
You know
Because
what
how
I'm
do they judge the brother from the elder from Spirit like the Wind of Judah?
Yep.
He was speaking about that far as the women, the woman, they judge you on the status of this world.
Yep.
So if you're not making a six figures, you're nobody. Okay? But Yahweh Shema Shai is telling you different.
Not knowing that the elect are quadrillionaires in the spirit.
Yeah, God,
You know?
yeah, because the way
Not knowing you may be dealing with the actual man that's one of the 144,000 on a high level, man.
Yep.
You know? We're gonna have different problems in the kingdom. You know? I'm gonna go to my planet, I'm gonna go to my other planet, and then should I fly the chariot or should I fly myself?
yeah, kind of.
You
Yeah,
know?
because you're gonna have that power.
That's the type of things that brothers think about through the spirit, you know.
Yep.
And we contemplate those things every now and then, man. You know, you think about victory and you think about the kingdom, man. You know, because this place, think about it, it's hell. It'll drive you crazy. You know, that's why brothers get gray hair. That's why Yahweh Shai was that's why Yahweh Shai had gray hair. You know,
wine bibber.
because he was going through with Jake, and Jake was being simple. You know,
Yep.
you know, but that just you know, that's why a lot of men, you know, that they'll start to lose their hair, you know, so on and so forth. Because living in this eon, in this age, this is hell, man. You know, but the good news is that salvation, the deliverance is coming. But I don't want to keep on running.
Jeremiah?
Yeah, Jeremiah 1:8.
Yeah, because read what Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Get it.
It's like I just got to
No,
that.
it's
It's
good.
Jeremiah 1:8. And it reads, "Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahshua." IUIC, how about you read that to the congregation, man? You know, Jeremiah 1:8. "Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahshua." Where's that also said? Matthew 28:20, man. You know, where's that also said? Genesis 28:15, man. That's the same thing that Jacob was told in different words, man. Want to get that, brother, real quick? Genesis 28:15, the story of Jacob's ladder. You know, other people call it Jacob's ladder. I'll keep on reading. Jeremiah, the prophet Jeremiah, Jeremiah 1:9, and it reads, Then the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And the Lord said unto me, Behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. He's put the decree in our mouths to speak, man. You know?
The mysteries.
The mysteries, the judgment to come for the heathen, the good news for our people, you know? This is a royal decree that's come down from the heavens for men to speak this word. And as we speak these things happen, man.
Yeah.
Things happen, man. That's why brothers get so, like, for example, you know, that's why brothers like us, we get so excited to come to camp because literally the next day, the next 2 days, we look at the news and things happen. Yeah. And other brothers who do the work, you can attest to having that same sentiment, man. As we chat down Babylon the Great, we start to see these stones fall off this man's brick wall, you know, off his walled city, you know. And what happens? As those bricks fall off this man's walled city, you know, you'll start to look at the news, and things are happening, man. Yep. You know, because just like our forefathers walked around Jericho and chatted down Jericho through blowing the trumpet, what happened? Jericho eventually fell. You know, as far as the walls around Jericho fell. And that's what's happening symbolically through the Spirit as we come out and do this work. You got a question, brother?
2nd Ezra 9 and 2nd Ezra 9 and 5. For like as all that is made in the world had a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. So again, that word manifest goes into what obvious. It's obvious that we're at the decline of Esau Edom's queendom. Okay, as far as the twilight of the end of his rulership. Okay, bringing in what the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, raising up, as we're reading in Jeremiah 1 and 10, setting us above the nations.
This is Jeremiah 1 and 10. And it reads, See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms to root down, to pull down, to root out, to pull down, to destroy, and to throw down, to build and to plant.
To root out who? The so-called white man of today. Okay, to root him out, what of his rulership and his lofty estate, bringing him down to actually who he is, which is inheritance is worm and dung.
Got another precept. This is Isaiah 49 and 2, and it reads, And he had made my mouth like a sharp sword. In the shadow of his hand he had hid me and made me a polished shaft, and in his quiver had he hid me.
Had hid him. So going into what John 17, where the Lord Yahweh Shai prayed for his men to be able to endure to the end. Okay, to be able to be not of the world, but to be able, we had to be out here to prophesy. Prophesy what the decrees that the Lord Yahweh Shai is putting in our mouth. Okay, to be able to bring in the rulership, right? This is Ecclesiastes 9 and 15. Let me start at 12. I'm gonna go all the way down to 18. It says, Ecclesiastes 9 and 12. For a man also know not his time as the fishes that are taken in the evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so the sons of man snared in the evil time when it falls suddenly upon him. So again, going into make no tarrying to the Lord. Okay, you should be on all cylinders. We all have to be on all cylinders. We have to be on point. Okay, well, what does it say? Ephesians 5:15. Be ye circumspect. Because what? Your adversary, the devil, is like a roaring lion seeking who he may devour. Right? 1 Peter 5 and 8. Okay, and that roaring lion is what? Speaking about what Esau Edom. He's trying to devour our people. What? With his philosophies. Okay, he's going to start coming in with his super soldiers. Okay, and the Lord is going to be able to deliver us out of these said judgments. Okay, but you have to put forth that energy to be able to do the work. Okay, because the Lord is not unrighteous to forget your works in vain. Hebrews 6. Right? So again, because you don't know your time. You don't know if no man knows the time of when they're going to be able to be judged. Okay, so that's why you put forth your best effort. Okay, with all your might. That's actually right here, same chapter. It says, Ecclesiastes, I'll jump up, 9 and 10. Whatsoever thy hand findeth, do it with all thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest. So again, you're not going to be prophesying in the kingdom. Okay, the time is right now. Because as we read in Ecclesiastes, what is that, 8? Okay, well, a man doesn't know what is time and judgment. There's that time of what? Great misery. So you want to put forth, again, your best effort with all your might. Okay? You think Yahweh Shai came out, being half-assed? Or he came with a weak spirit? Because also it says in 1 Corinthians 9 and 24. Okay, when it speaks about, as far as putting on the masteries. Okay, being temperate, training like an athlete. Okay, you think Jordan was coming half-assed? No, he went all the way out. Okay, so now what do they call him? As far as in the world, they call him what, a legend. Okay, but we're fighting for true legendary status.
The elect are legends, you know, in the kingdom, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The book of Acts 2.0 is being written right now. And then also a thing to bring up an example of sports, because we bring up sports analogies.
Yeah, yeah.
I was watching some on IG, and there was a video that Chris Bosh was talking about how after Kobe lost the finals to Boston, and he was on the Olympic team. It was a few days later they were doing training. It was a goal for them to be the first one to wake up. And he said, when I came into the breakfast area, not only was Kobe up, this guy had sweat dripping down his face, and his knees were already wrapped with ice. Not only did he wake up before me, but he worked out before me. Right after losing the NBA Finals 3 days after that, he didn't rest it. It was like a few months after that, a few months after his season ended because he didn't make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And it was Kobe's season just ended a few days before that because they were in the NBA Finals and they lost. But he was out there working out and up before the rest of the Olympic team, man. And that's the spirit that the remnant have on them as far as the spirit to do this work. You know, the mindset of the champion, you know, the mindset of victory.
Yeah, which again, going back to Yahweh Shai, because Yahweh Shai had the mindset of victory. You think that he was gonna, you know, that he would do all that to lose? Nah, Yahweh put that spirit on him to be able to know that he's gonna win, that he can be able to do all things. All things are possible through Yahweh. Okay, through what this decree.
This is the book of St. John, the 9th chapter, the 4th verse, and it reads, I must do the works of him that sent me. This is red writing right here. I must do the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work.
Yep.
Like you were talking about, we're not going to be prophesying in the kingdom. You earn your spiritual bank account in this period, this eon, this age right now.
In which we're at the end of it. Okay? There's not going to be many more days of us being on the highways and the byways. You know, according to what? Measuring the time diligently. Okay? Because again, Esau, that dreadful sound is in his ear. Okay.
You have the New Zealand Prime Minister saying that we need to basically quell freedom of speech. You have the New York Times saying the same thing. We need to do global censorship. That's the word that she's saying. You have the New York Times, which is New York is the capital of Babylon the Great. You know, in the form of that's the
whole world. Basically.
That's the spiritual capital of Babylon the Great. That's Basra, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know, that's the city that influences the whole world. You know. The World Trade Center was in the World Trade Center. Well, better yet, the stock market. That's in New York. The fashion that comes out of New York.
The word came out of New York.
The word came out of New York. Trends, you know, fashion, you know, so on and so forth, man.
And that's where all the
slang, you know.
Yep, everything. Style, hip hop,
like dead ass. That came from New York.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, the hip hop, you know, in the Bronx, right?
Yep.
So all those things started from there, and then going into these other nations, they all come over there. They all come to New York and meet up, okay? And to what unrighteous decrees, known as what the Empire State, okay?
This is Habakkuk 2:5, and he reads, yea, also because he transgresseth my wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. This man has military bases and embassies set up all over the world, who enlargeth his desire as hell. And is his debt, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
And all these nations come over here. That's why this is known as what, the merchant city. Okay, this is where they come over here. That's why it's called the mother of all harlots, because this is where all the abominations are spread throughout the four corners of the earth, which is called what? Americanized or colonized or whatever that you want to call it. That's why you have McDonald's over there in China. That's why you have a McDonald's over there in Russia. Okay, that's all because it's going back to, and that goes back to Rome, as far as fast food. Okay, and that's how Esau likes his food. He likes it red. Okay, he likes it bloody. Okay, that's one of the. That's how you know what you know. And so real quick, this is Ecclesiastes 9:14. I'm going to go down to 18. It says, there was a little city and few men within it, and there came a great king against it and besieged it, and built great bullocks against it. So again, that's what they're doing right now. They're putting a siege on what? On the whole world. Okay? Far as coming down with that karagma. Okay? Because that's in an ointment in a sense. It's all around the world, buying and selling. Okay? If you don't have that, that goes into their New World Order. That goes into what their Great Reset. Okay? That they're trying to impose. right? That's why they're fighting. That's why they're coming with these misinformation, disinformation boards to try to combat the truth, but they can't do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. That lady Jacqueline, the brother was speaking about the Jacqueline Ardeen from New Zealand. She's basically what she's saying is she's coming after the prophets. Okay, that's in a roundabout way.
That's what the UN is saying as well.
Yep, the UN. Okay, you have the DHS. The DHS put out a bulletin, you know, that came out a couple months ago, where it spoke about they were coming after faith-based people. Okay, you had the brother Yashawamba did a video, or the elder Yashawamba did a video about them coming with their calling us domestic terrorists. Okay, and they're calling us what, black Hebrew Israelites, which we're not black. Okay, no one's black or white. That's a false social contract that Esau Edom put in place to act like he's inferior. Okay, when he's nothing but a peasant. He's nothing but a raving wild beast.
A base man.
The base man.
Yeah.
Okay, and the Lord set him up.
And that's why if you go into the statute, as far as Nebuchadnezzar's dream, in Daniel the 2nd chapter, you know, Esau Edom and his kingdoms start from the legs on down. You know, the Greeks, the Romans, and then Rome 2.0.
Yep. We're in the second leg of the Roman Empire. That's going to be in that same chapter, Daniel 2:44.
The leg.
Yeah, the leg, yeah. Yep. And it's going to be what? Broken down. Okay?
By our Lord Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
You know, the great millstone, you know.
Yeah, because they're going to smash down all these idols that you see. All the you know, you have our people that worship Esau Edom. They worship the white man and the ground he walks on. They really think that he's white, which white means purity. Okay? They actually think that he's pure. They don't believe that he's actually the devil that it speaks about in this book. That he's what the Revelation 6:4 speaks about, that red horse.
Yep, this is
it takes peace from the earth.
This is this is Daniel 2. Yep, and 34. And it reads, "Thou sawest till that stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and break them to pieces. Then the iron and the clay and the brass and the silver and the gold broke into pieces together and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain," going into government, you know, and filled the whole earth, because the kingdom of Yahweh Shai, that's the last kingdom, and that's the kingdom that's going to be perpetual rulership. This is Daniel 2:44.
And that stone that was cut out is Yahweh Shai.
Yep. Okay. Yep. I'll get 44 and 45. You want to get
well, actually get what is that, 40?
I'll get 44. It's right to the point.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
This is Daniel 2:44. "And in the days of these kings shall the Most High and in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever." That's what we're coming into. Daniel 2:45.
Yeah, this is the only kingdom that's going to be forever is the kingdom of Yashala.
You want to get Psalms 118 and 22, brother, real quick while I'm on this precept. This is Daniel 2:45. "For as much as thou sawest the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, and the great God Yahweh Bashem Yahushua had made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof." Let's go to Revelation real quick. I got to get this precept. Revelation 19 and 12. And it reads, yep, "His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself," because Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, you know, Yahweh Shai is coming back to set down all power, rule, and authority, man. He's coming down to take down Esau Edom and all the kingdoms that are reigning with him. An hour.
That word name right there goes into what his rank. Okay, because again, all the nations are going to know who Yahweh Shai is, who Yahweh Shai is. Okay, by what? His judgment. By the missiles hitting off. They're going to know that this place was wicked. Okay, the whole time, that this place was never, Babylon the Great was never a beacon of light. Okay, there's no light here, there's nothing but darkness.
Let me read this precept one more time. This is Daniel 2:45. "For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, the gold, the great God had made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. This is Daniel, right? It says
The
Daniel.
dream is certain.
Yeah, Daniel, right? For as much as thou sawest the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands. Now, also, what did Daniel say in Bel and the Dragon? What did Yahweh Shai say through Daniel? Because, you know, Yahweh Shai is not going to have to lift up a finger. It's going to be the angels are going to be putting in the work. You know, this is Daniel. This is Bel and the Dragon. Yep. 1 and 25 and 26. Then said Daniel to the king, I will worship Yahweh Bashim Yahshua my power, for he is the living power. But give me leave, O king, and thou shalt slay this dragon without sword or staff. The king said, I give thee leave. So he gives him permission. And what happened? Yep. Then Daniel took the pitch and the fat and the hair and the seed, them together, and made lumps thereof, made basically cakes, you know. And he put it in the dragon's mouth. So the dragon burst in sunder, and Daniel said, Lo, these are the gods ye worship. You know, because the gods of the heathen are nothing but that. The gods of the heathen, man, they're idols made with hands, man. You know, I'll get Psalms 118.
I got you.
Oh, yeah.
118
and 22.
Okay.
Yep.
118.
118 and 22. I'll get 1 Peter 2 and 8 real quick. Actually, I'll get Isaiah. That's the Spirit's taking me. Isaiah 8 real quick. Isaiah 8. You see. Isaiah 8. Man.
I got that Psalms 118 and
Real quick, this is Isaiah 8 and 13, and it reads, Sanctify the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua of hosts himself. Let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. And he shall be a sanctuary, and he shall be for a sanctuary, but for a stone of stumbling, and for a rock of offense to both the houses of Israel, and again for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. Because Yahweh Shai is that rock, that stone, you know, that this gospel is being built on, you know.
foundation.
Yep.
This is Psalms 118 and
22.
22. Sure it's not 18?
That's not 19.
So come right here. Yep. Yeah, Psalms 118 and 22. It says the stone which the builders refuse is become the head of the corner. Okay? Going into, what is that? We read that. 1 Peter.
I'll get it. 1 Peter 2 and 8 real quick. 1 Peter 2 and 8. And it reads, that's 2 Peter. 1 Peter 2 and 8. And it reads, yep, I'll get 7. Unto you, therefore, which believe he is precious, but unto them that which be disobedient, the stone which the builders disallowed, the same is made the head of the corner. And that's the Apostle Peter quoting David, you know, because it's the same spirit, man. You know,
One accord.
yeah, one accord, you know.
Yep.
He's quoting what Yahweh Bashim Yahshai said through him in Psalms. Get the Psalms 118 and Psalm of David. Let's fact check that. I want to make sure we're on point. Psalms 118 and Psalm of David. I believe it's a Psalm of David. I may be incorrect.
It doesn't have a name on it.
Let me see if my scripture, my sword has a name on it. Doesn't say. It may not say. Because some of them don't say.
Yeah, this one doesn't.
Doesn't say it. It's all good though.
It says,
It's all good. Keep going. 1 Peter 2 and 7. And it reads, I'll start with 6. Wherefore also is it contained in the scripture, Behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone. That's in Isaiah the 28th chapter. You know? Elect, precious, and he that believeth on him shall not be confounded. He shall not be ashamed or confounded, world without end. 1 Peter 2 and 7. And it reads, Unto you therefore which believe he is precious, but unto them which be disobedient, the stone which the builders disallowed, the same is made the head of the corner. Going back into Psalms 118 and 22, the Apostle Peter is quoting Psalms 118. You know, the brother just read it. This is 1 Peter 2 and 9, and it reads 1 Peter 2 and 8. And a stone of stumbling and a rock of offense, even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient, whereunto also they were appointed. That's spiritual because the Apostle Peter is quoting different places in the scriptures in the Old Testament where Yahweh Shai is being talked about. You know, yep. Isaiah 28 in 1 Peter 2 and 6, Psalms 118 in 1 Peter 2 and 7, and then Isaiah 8 and Isaiah 8 and Isaiah 8 and 13 in 1 Peter 2 and 8. You know, just pointing that out.
Because again, going into this is Yahweh Shai is precious, and what you have with the men coming with their false doctrine, they're not respecting Yahweh Shai.
Well, this doctrine is precious. It talks about a man that found the pearl of great value and went to go sell all that he had. You know,
his wisdom is what, rubies.
Yep.
This is real quick. Romans 11 and 7. What then? Israel had not attained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath attained it, and the rest were blinded. So the rest don't understand this true treasure. They don't understand Yahweh Shai. Because again, they don't have the understanding of what this new song. Okay, because they're singing a different song, which is all off tune and off beat. And when the true men of the Lord see that, what do? They reprove and rebuke. Because ultimately, you want people that are that know they're of Israel. You want them to be able to have the correct doctrine. Okay, because again, this is just for the elect.
This is 2 Corinthians 4 and 7, and it reads, "But we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellency of the power may be of the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and not of us." Because we didn't wake ourselves up. It was men going out there doing, through the foolishness of preaching, other men going out there, and it was the word that woke us up through those men, you know? And this is all to glorify Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. He gets all the glory, you know?
This is John 6 and 44. No man come to me except the Father, which has sent me. Draw him, and I will raise him up in the last day. Okay, so again, Yahweh sent forth the decree, drawed it out. Yahweh Shai gave the order to the angels to be able to work on your pure mind. Because Yahweh Shai is also known as that door. Okay, that door is what your mind to be able to have the understanding. Okay? That's John 6 and 44. Because again, a man shall not eat on bread alone. Because it also, let me get it real quick. It says, this is John 6 and 48. Because this is the bread, when he was speaking about this right here, speaking about Yahweh Shai, and the people, they were cardinal, because they were thinking that Yahweh Shai wanted basically to eat of him, as far as in a cardinal sense. Okay, but this is what? Spiritual bread, right? This is John 6:48, which ultimately leads to immortality and life. This is John 6 and 48. I am the bread of life, and this is Yahweh Shai in red letter speaking, right? Your fathers did eat manna in the wilderness and are dead. This bread which cometh down from heaven, that a man eat thereof and not die. I am the living bread which came down from heaven. If any man eat of this bread, shall he live forever. This bread that I will give is my flesh, which I give the life of the world. So again, going into what for his people. Okay, he didn't come for all you other heathen nations. Okay, he came for a select few remnant. Okay, the 144,000 in the common believers. Okay, to be able to redeem them with the blood that he sacrificed for us through the flesh to the Heavenly Father Yahweh. Okay, and through that he's able to sit on the right hand side, given all power to be able to give what the ransom for what his people. Okay, again, going back to Yahweh Shai put Israel on his back. Okay, and that shows you what a man, John 15, where it speaks about a friend, willing to die for his, for a friend. And that's the same thing the elect is going to be doing. Okay, they're going to be putting on as the elect. Okay, and the Lord Yahweh Shai is raising up little Yahweh Shai, little prototypes as far as following this word, following the order, coming back to order. See, a lot of people they don't want to respect orders, and there's nothing wrong with having order because you have peace. Okay, but when you're out of order, like this queendom is, okay, what do you have? You have gay BCs being taught to your children. You have transformers. You have people walking with their pants hanging off their ass.
Sirach 10 and 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
Yep, well ordered. Okay, what is that? 1 Corinthians 15 and 23. The Lord's restoring back order of what those first fruits, starting with the Alahaya, which are those powers. Okay, which are going to be what? The judges. Okay, what is that? Isaiah 1 and 26. It speaks about the Lord is raising up those judges.
This is 1 Corinthians. I'll get it. Hold on. Stay patient. 1 Corinthians. Hey, this is spiritual though, because I was reading this precept the other day. This is 1 Corinthians 14 and 40. What does it have in it? 144. The orders, Yeah, call all y'all Bashem Yahshai. 1 Corinthians 14:40. Let all things be done decently and in order. And that's what Yahweh Shem Yahshai is setting up. You know, the order of his kingdom and the perpetual rulership to come. You know, I was just holding it. I'll get it real quick. Because ultimately that comes through Yahweh Shai. You know, it's all about Yahweh Shai. Like the Apostle Gabar says constantly in his videos. This thing is all about Yahweh Shai. You know, Yahweh Shai. And through Yahweh Shai, you know, getting theirs, we're going to get ours. But they have to be exalted first, you know. And we're glad to do the work. We're glad to be heralds, man. We're glad to understand, you know.
Yeah. There's nothing else.
Yeah,
everything else is done.
Everything else, like the Apostle Paul said, we count for done. You know, our lives, our family, you know, because they're going to be snitching on us as well. These people walking around with fringes talking about through and I, nah, you know, you're done as well, man, unless you repent. Because you guys are being led by guys who are teaching for filthy lucre's sake, man. You know, filthy dreamers, man. You know, whose mouths must be stopped.
Yep.
You know?
Because again, Ecclesiastics is and that was Solomon.
And a lot of y'all, a lot of y'all don't believe in Yahweh Shai, man. That's why you push the law, because ultimately you're those guys who are coming against Yahweh Shai coming back. That's why you push the law so heavy instead of Yahweh Shai. Most of you guys won't even say Yahweh Shai when you go out there and teach. You'll push the law, but Yahweh Shai trumps the law. You know, that's in Matthew. You know, I think it's the 12th chapter. There's one here that's greater than the temple. That's talking about Yahweh Shai, man. He trumps the law, man. You know? This is Matthew. This is John 3 and 22. And it reads, yep. This is John, the book of St. John 3 and 35. And it reads, the Father loved the Son and had given all things into his hand. All power, rule, and authority. He that believeth on the Son hath everlasting life. And he that believeth not the Son shall not see life, but the wrath of Yahweh Shem Yahshai abideth on him.
Yep. And what is Yahweh Shai known as? The destroyer.
Yep.
And his father is known as what? The El Shaddai. So just imagine when you don't follow the decree, the order that's been given. Okay? With famine, pestilence, evils, okay, calamity, scourges. It speaks about that when it's Sirach 40 and 9. And those are all created for the wicked. Okay? This is Isaiah 1 and 24. It says, therefore said Yahweh Shai, the Lord of hosts, the mighty one of Israel, oh, I will ease up my adversaries and avenge me of my enemies. And that's what we're praying that the Lord is able to do. We know he's going to do it, but we're praying that we're of that number, that he's lifted us as standard for us.
That's for us.
Yeah.
He's able to do it.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah. He's going to lift up that standard for his elect. We're praying that we're of the hopeful elect. Okay? And so right here it says, Isaiah 1 and 25, I will turn my hand upon thee and purely purge away the dross and take away all thy tin. I will restore the judges as the first and the counselors as the beginning. Afterward they shall be called the city of righteousness, that faithful city. Okay? So again, he's going to restore what that order. Okay? Going back by raising up what his judges. Okay? Which are what? The men of the Lord. Okay? That are what? Coming with that sound doctrine. That are coming with truth and sincerity. Okay? It's just Isaiah 1 and 27.
Hey, Shalom, big bro. I just saying what's up.
This is Isaiah 1 and 27. Zion shall be redeemed with judgment, and her courage with righteousness. And the destruction of the transgressors and of the sinners shall be together, and they shall forsake Yahweh Shem Yahshai, and they shall be consumed. Okay, consumed with what? That those intercontinental ballistic missiles, the famine, the scourges, the calamities that are set up for the wicked, those that don't want to obey order. Okay? Oh shit.
Yep. This is Wisdom of Solomon. This is ultimately what's going to happen to Babylon the Great. What happened in ancient Egypt, you know? And what's Babylon the Great known as? Sodom, Egypt. So. Let's keep it going. This is Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 13. Yep. This is I'll just start with 11. Yep, and it reads, Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 11. Wisdom of Solomon 18 and 11. And it reads, the master and the servant were punished after one manner.
Watch out for their
And
foot.
like as the king, so suffered the common person. Because what happened in ancient Egypt, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai killed the firstborn. He plagued Egypt, you know, plague upon plague upon plague, and that's what he's doing to Babylon the Great. You know, the tempest, you know, the famines, you know, the crashing the economic system. That's what happened in ancient Egypt, man. He sent, you know, locusts, you know,
which we're seeing over there in
Las Vegas.
Yep.
You know, what also happened? He sent the blood in the rivers. That messed up the ability for them to eat fish. You know,
Apparitions.
Yep, apparitions. He destroyed the livestock. You know, and then in Goshen, you know, where the Israelites were dwelling, it was all good. It was all good, man.
Yep.
You know, ultimately that's a preview of what's to come for the elect. You know, they're going to be protected when Yahweh Bashem Yahushai sends their wrath, man. When Yahweh Bashem Yahushai sends his top death angel, you know, Yahweh Shai, you know. This is Wisdom of Solomon 18 and 12. Wisdom of Solomon 18 and 12. So they all together had innumerable dead with one kind of death. Neither were the living sufficient to bury them. And that's also going to happen because you want to get Jeremiah 25, 31 to 33, where it says, they shall not be lamented. You know what I'm talking about, brother? Yeah, Jeremiah 25, 31 to 33, it says, they shall not be mourned. I'll let you get it real quick. I'll finish the precept. This is Wisdom
Jeremiah 25 and 23?
25 and it's 33, but you can start like at 31 and 33. Okay, cool. Shot. The water. This is Wisdom of Solomon 18 and 12. And it reads, so they all together had innumerable dead of one kind, neither were the living sufficient to bury them, for in one moment the noblest offspring of them was destroyed. And that's going to happen all over again. What? To modern day Egypt. Egypt goes into Mizraim in the English, and it's Montezarim in the Hebrew, which is house of bondage, which we're still in. We're still subject to payments.
You're not free.
You know what? I got one on me. Yeah, this is what you have in the back of your dollar bill.
I got one on me.
I got one on me. I think I do. I got one in my pocket right here. I got a dollar. I got a dollar. It's like, you gotta have a little
dollar
fun.
too.
Hey, Base Kids. I think it's Base Kids. One of them.
Or it might be
One of the movies.
Spanky.
Yeah, one of them. This is what's on the back of your dollar bill. You have the eagle, which goes back to Rome, ancient Greece, and then you have a pyramid, which goes back to Egypt. You know?
So I got the Jeremiah 25.
31, 33, just read it.
Okay,
No,
come.
no, for sure.
Yeah, Jeremiah 25 and 31. A noise shall come even to the ends of the earth, for Yahweh Shai had a controversy with the nations. He will plead with all flesh. He will give them that wicked. He will give that are wicked to the sword, said Yahweh Shai. Thus said Yahweh Shai of hosts. And that word host goes into armies. Behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation, and great whirlwind shall be raised up in the coasts of the earth, and the slain of Yahweh Shai shall be at that day from one end of the earth even to the other end of the earth, and there shall be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. They shall be dung upon the ground.
Yep, this is Ezekiel 38 and 10, and it reads, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shai Alahayim, it shall come to pass that at the same time shall things come to thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. What evil thought? To hit the red button, man. You know? To hit the red button, man.
Yep, that death head.
Boom shakalaka. That's what's going to happen to Babylon the Great, man. You know? And this is written to happen. You know? And we're starting to see that being played out. You see what do you have happening? You have those horny Russians. They're on the Ukrainian border, and they're sending in more troops. They're sending in more tanks. They're sending in more military armored equipment, man. You know, and eventually they're gonna come and take hold of the rest of Ukraine, man. You know,
And also, Russia is what the Medes.
Yep.
Okay, the Medes are going to be the one that's going to ultimately break down Babylon the Great with those hypersonic missiles.
Yep.
That's why they have the death hit, which ultimately, even if Putin gets knocked off, all the missiles are already set up.
Well, that's the evil. That's one of the evil thoughts as well, because they have a military. It's like they have a weapon system set up in the form of, if anybody launches a missile towards Russia, all their hypersonic missiles are set to go off at once
Yeah,
and hit their targets, man.
Yeah, I think it's called the death hand.
Yeah, the death hand.
Yep.
You know, and that's mutually assured destruction. Mad.
And you have where Cuba is they still have those missiles that are over there. They're already set up right over Babylon the Great.
Yep.
Plus you have the Panama Canal. You have China, and you have Russia that's already sitting over there.
And then
that's sitting over there doing far as the doing the training. They're in the water.
With this Nord Stream pipeline situation, you have a lot of those countries who are allies of Babylon the Great. What are they starting to do? They're starting to blame Babylon. The main one, Great Britain, one of the 7 heads of the beast, man. You know, one of the seven heads, 7 governments or kingdoms ruled by Esau, the so-called white man. You know, and in Great Britain, you have the world financial system. That's the capital of it, basically, because who lives there? The Rothschilds, man. You know, the Rothschild banking family of England, man, who owns all the central banks. You know, the Federal Reserve, they own that as well. You know.
And just to speak on that right here, this is Jeremiah 51. So I get 50 and 50.
Y'all got any questions? You got any questions? All right.
Jeremiah 50, I'm going to skip around a little bit. Jeremiah 50 and 41, behold, a people shall come from the north in a great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. So again, from the north, going back to Russia, going back to those Medes. Okay, skipping down to 43, the king of Babylon had heard the report of them, and his hands waxed feeble, anguish took hold of him, and pangs as a woman in travail. And that's how Pedo Joe is. He's scared as shit. But again, the Lord's going to put that spirit on him because he's nothing but a puppet. Okay, for these elites, and he knows that if you don't comply to these mandates, he's gonna get knocked off. Okay, but again, he's feeble. He doesn't know what he's actually gonna do because again, Russia has the hypersonic missiles. China has the hypersonic missiles. You have the BRICS nations that are gonna cut this place to asunder. Those carpenters, which are known as those blacksmiths, and what the Lord created, the waster to destroy.
Also your own homies. Yep. You know,
yeah.
Your beast shall hate the whore and make her naked and burn her with fire.
Revelation 17 and 16, because you have Turkey that was part of the beast system, and what Turkey's aligning with Russia, which would be Tubal, as far as in Ezekiel 38. Okay, they're aligning with these with Russia. Okay, then you have also with France and England and Great Britain, they're gonna start turning. Why? Because that Nord Stream 2 got hit by they're saying they got hit by Babylon the Great. Okay, because again, the reason why you know that is because they set up another pipeline that the so-called the Rothschilds set up. You know, as far as in the over there in Poland, right? And so over there in Poland, Pedo Joe went over there in Poland and he said Vladimir Putin has to be put down. And then his cronies were like, nah, we didn't mean to say that, right? But that was him setting up that pipeline. Ultimately for that hit, that happened a couple of days ago.
The Lord is stirring up. Proverbs 21 and 1, and it reads, the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whatsoever he will.
Yep. And he's turning the hearts of what these Xi Jinping, you know, that's why they had a coup over there in China, saying that he got arrested and things like that. That's all these elites that are stirring up to be able to ultimately come in these certain places because they know China has all the export. They have labor. Okay, they're the number one, basically the export. They align with Russia. Russia has all the oil and all the fertilizer.
Isaiah 13 and 16 down to 19. Isaiah 13 and 17 down to 19. Yep. And it reads, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, but shall not regard silver. As for gold, they shall not delight in it.
Good,
stir
because
up the Medes again too. Babylon the Great. Real quick at the top. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. That's Babylon the Great. You know, the high kingdom that rules in the latter times. The beast, the horde that rides upon the beast, man. You know, this is talking about modern day Babylon, Babylon the Great, mystery Babylon, the virgin daughter of Babylon that hasn't been touched by warfare. You know, but it's about to be touched, man.
it's about to be spoiled too.
You know,
That's what it was
Tupac. You know, don't think you can be touched. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen to Babylon the Great. Not to quote any rappers, but that song comes to mind when I talk about that. When I just came up with that.
Hit 'em up.
When that topic, that song came to mind when I spoke that. You know, that was like, because that was he said. Don't think you can't be judged because you can be judged. Yeah. You know. Back to the scriptures though. This is Isaiah.
especially when the Lord
is Isaiah 13:2. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them. What's the voice? The voice of the prophets, man, the report. Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. And this word has reached the gates of the nobles. That's why they want to quail it, man. And that's ultimately biblical prophecy, man. You know? Because when they quail this word, that's the end of the gates of mercy being opened, man. You know, that's the end of mockers and scoffers. That's the end as far as them coming up on the comment board, man. That's the end of you, that's the end of you hearing this word, man, this beautiful message, man.
The famine of the word.
Seek ye the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, while he may be found, call upon him while he is near. You can still log into YouTube, you can watch the elders, you can watch the apostles, you can watch GMS Dallas, which we're about to watch as soon as we wrap on up over here. They may be already on. Because you see that fist of the Yoshimama, it usually comes out like around 6:30. I get excited, because that's one of the first elders I learned from, as far as because we both came in through Men of Valor, and then they started sharing. It was before Armand. We started sharing the GMS videos. And the first GMS video I seen was Elder Manasseh Zakbah saying to trust in Yahweh Shem Yahshua. As far as what if they the dark behind the jail and all this. He said, what if the Lord delivers you, man? Yep. What's trusting Yahweh Shem Yahshua, man? And that's personally how I came in, as far as to learn under the apostles, man.
That's the mindset, rulership.
Yep.
Okay, our mindset and our victory.
But that's the voice of the Lord.
Yep. And that's faith. That you can't go by faith. Okay, you can't go by wisdom. These things are given to you by Yahweh Shema Shai. So if you have the understanding of this word, you cleave onto it. Like the brother said, like the true men of the Lord are gonna keep seeking out for more and more wisdom. Okay, they're not gonna rest on their laurels. They're not gonna say, well, they're gonna study that show thyself approved. Give diligence, okay?
Isaiah 13 and 17 again from the top. But I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity of the fruit of the womb. Their eye shall not spare children. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when Yahweh Shem Yahshai overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. That's a heavy key right there. Because how was Babylon, ancient Babylon, taken down? Well, you had another kingdom come in called the Medo-Persian Empire. Darius the Mede came in, and his men put Belshazzar, the son of Nebuchadnezzar, down, man. Daniel the 5th chapter, right after the writing came on the wall. And the writings on the wall from Babylon the Great. The chariots are in the sky, the prophets are out in the streets, your dollar system's about to crash, your homies are like, yeah, man, we don't trust that nigga no more. As far as that vibration is starting to be pushed in the air. Also, you have the plagues. Yahweh Shem Yahshua is working a beautiful work of art right before our very eyes, if you can see it. And blessed are your eyes for they see, and your ears for they hear, man. Because we see the finish line. We see the finish line. Like the apostle said, there's only two prophecies that gotta pop off. The MOTP, which is here, which you have guys saying you can take it. That's prophecy. That's prophecy. Prophecy, man. Prophecy is popping like popcorn, man. With the butter and the salt, man, it's popping, man. And call all Yahweh Shem Yahshua that we're able to see, But, what's I talking about? I do this.
Right here, this is Psalms 119 and 126. It is time for thee, that Yahweh Shem Yahshua, to work, for they have made void the law. Okay, the Lord is doing what a wonderful work. First of all, waking us up into the congregation of the dead, bringing us to this wise counsel. When you see the prophets, that means that's a sign of the end of a kingdom.
You want to get Psalms 119 and 55? You're there, right? 119? Yeah. Psalms 119, 155. 155.
Yeah, this is a heavy. This one's going on.
Yeah. And you can relate this to.
Okay. Psalms 119 and 155. Salvation is far from the wicked, for they seek not the statutes. Great are the tender mercies of Yahweh Shema Shai. Quicken me according to thy judgments.
Yep. And salvation is far from Esau Edom. You can't save this devil. The so-called white man is known in the Bible as the wicked, man, and salvation is far from them. They have not known Yahweh Shem Yahshua, nor kept his statutes and commandments, man. But salvation is also far from the wicked Israelites, who are telling people to take the MOT to the beat. You're gonna have to give an account for that, man.
Yeah, because it speaks about in Genesis 4:14, where it speaks about the Lord turned his face away from Cain, which Cain is the wicked, which means that he won't have the understanding. Hebrews 12 and 16 and 17 tells you that he cry out by shooting off missiles.
And who was your it's like I didn't cut you off, but he was on the
No, keep going.
John 8:44, who was Yahushua talking to? He was talking to wicked ass Israelites, man. He was cussing them out. That's the famous cuss out book. You know, John the 8th chapter, man. Yahushua was laying into the Sadducees and Pharisees and scribes, man. You know? And that's what we're doing. Because those guys are back saying the same, saying what? Teaching the end of heresies, teaching for filthy lucre's sake, teaching the doctrines of men instead of the doctrine of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And ultimately, what have they done? They set up a covenant with the heathen. You hold anything, brother?
Yeah. Yeah. I got right here. This is Deuteronomy because this is going into the judgment.
I'll get something else.
Okay, going into the judgment. So again, we're supposed to scorpeo those men that are coming with the vision.
Yep.
Okay, to be able to mark them far as those they're not teaching sound doctrine. Okay, to what? Warn the sheep. Okay, warn the sheep that what? You got wolves in sheep's clothing. Okay, this is Deuteronomy 32 and 39. It says, see now that I am he, that he is no God with me. I kill, I make alive, I wound, I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver you out of my hand. So again, Esau, Edom is set up for judgment. He's set up for slavery.
And that's the duality of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because no one can deliver you out of the hand of judgment, and no one can pluck the hand of the elect out of the Heavenly Father nor His Son. John the 10th chapter, 27 through 29.
And this also goes into what the Lord, a lot of people don't have the understanding. They say God is good, but they don't understand that the Lord is the one bringing forth the judgment. He's on the left side and he's on the right hand side. And if the Lord doesn't put you on that right hand side for us, this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, okay, you're going to get judged by that left hand, which is ultimately what Esau, Edom, and that rod of that anger, you're going to get caught up in the pestilence.
This is Isaiah 28:15, and it reads, because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell we are in agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. We have been saying exactly that. In the spirit of party fringes, Judah. But they're not giving you warning, man. They're telling you to trust the devil.
Wolves in sheep's clothing.
Yep.
Okay? Because they're coming out with the garments, and it looks like, oh, okay, those are the Israelites. No, there's not everybody is of Israel. Or not, roughly paraphrasing that.
Yep.
Just because you call on Lord doesn't mean that you're going to be of the elect. Because again, going back to that false doctrine. Okay, that goes back to that hint that Yahushua put out.
The Song of Moses is a song of victory, and it's a certain doctrine that men will sing that's contrary to everything this man pushes, man. This is Isaiah 28:16, and it reads, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. A sure foundation. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is not giving us the spirit of fear, man. But of love and a sound mind. Because we know this man's letter end, and also because we're in the flesh, we get turned up at these guys, but we know ultimately that's prophecy. The false prophets, the prophets of all, they're back.
It's meant to happen.
This is Isaiah 28:16 from the last part. He that believeth shall not make haste. Judgment also will I into the line, and righteousness a plummet, and the hail, the nuclear destruction, shall sweep away the refuge of lies, and the waters shall overflow the hiding place of who? Esau, Edom.
He's not able to. One thing that Esau had was his secrecy. Okay, but now what the man of sin has to be revealed. Okay, exposing who he is. As far as him coming with, a lot of people know that Beetlejuice, exactly what it was. Okay, they're being exposed as far as that. That's why they came out and they said, oh, that didn't work. So what do they have to do? They have to do something else. Okay, they have to be more and more cardinal, going into that flood.
Oh, speaking of that, want to get that first article, brother? Yeah. The first article I sent to you, the mosquitoes.
Oh, yeah.
the BG mosquitoes.
Yeah, BG, Bill Chopper City.
Yeah, we have a code name for Bill Gates. We call him BG. And other brothers, that started with the elders,
Yeah, elders.
Yeah. That's a code name,
Yeah, but when you go in, because BG's a rapper, right? Yeah. But when you go into, he used to have an album called Chopper City. That's what
he's looking to do. He's looking to chop down our people who are in the ghetto, man. Yep. The barrios and reservations, man. He's looking to chop you down with that sauce, man.
1 Peter 4:17 speaks about I will start at the house of Israel. Those that know they're of Israel. Those that are coming with that false doctrine. Those that are carrying sticks to camp. Okay, that's where the judgment's going to start at. Okay, because again, that's not, you're not trusting in Yahweh Shema Shai. You're coming with what basically gainsaying.
I got that for you, Cliff. And it reads 1 Peter 4:17, for the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh Shema Shai. And if it first begin at us, those who are in this truth, those who know we're Israelites, what shall be the end of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh Shema Shai? And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? We went to Psalms 119 and 155. Salvation is far from the wicked. The wicked is far as Esau, Edom, and the wicked of our people, man. You know? And all heathen worship will be destroyed. What do you have right in front of us? This Ishmaelite, what's she doing? You know? You ain't gonna be able to do that in our kingdom, man. You know? All heathen worship will be destroyed, man. The heathen, the gods of the heathen, man. You're not gonna be worshiping no cobblestone in the kingdom, man. You know? You're gonna worship Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, and you're gonna keep our law, statutes, and commandments. And if you don't, no rain, and you will be destroyed. And all the gods of the heathen will be destroyed. That's the spirit that she was doing that. We were talking about that topic, you know?
And that's what the Lord's going to be breaking down. Okay, breaking down that Chrislam, you know, that you have over there that the Pope is putting in place, as far as with all these different religious nations.
You got the article?
Yeah, I want to get. I got you. Yeah, I want to get this because we're speaking about. I got it. Daniel 12:10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. So the wise and what is counsel, okay, they're going to have the understanding. They're going to be purified with that white garment, okay, that spiritual cloak. So going into. So again, this is an article that says GMO mosquitoes now secretly Beetlejuiced up people without their consent. Okay, so again, what are they doing? They're setting up these, and also you had BG where he put out these little, I think they were mosquitoes too. I know that he let them out over there in Florida. Okay, as far as these little mosquitoes that they're supposed to combat, as far as these certain things that are over there in Florida, as far as diseases. Okay, but you're seeing that now these GMO mosquitoes are what? They're hit with that Beetlejuice, okay?
They're hitting people up without their knowledge, you know? And Yahweh Shema Shai, he's going to give us the victory over that as well, you know? I give you power to tread on scorpions and serpents, and power over all the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you, you know? What happened with the Apostle Paul? I believe he was bit by a snake or something like that. He was bit by a snake, and what happened? Nothing affected Paul, man. You know? And that's a symbolic story that we can go back to relate of what's going to happen in these times, man. You know? Why don't you tell your congregation that, IUIC? Why don't you read them the story of when Paul got bit by a serpent and he was delivered out of it, man. It didn't affect him at all. You know? Why don't you read that to your congregation, man? Why don't you give them the story of the 3 older children down in the lion's den? You know?
It also says that reiterates that in Mark, you shall eat poisonous food. Yep. You know what I mean? For as at the end thing, but it's not going to hurt you.
Your bread you shall eat bread amongst the Gentiles.
Ezekiel. There's also another one in Mark. I'll get it after this. This is Psalms 91:10. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in thy ways. So again, it also speaks about in Ezekiel 34 and also Matthew 24, where the Lord is going to have an angel leading us to the wilderness, leading us away from the set destruction. Okay, because again, these cities are going to be nothing but death zones. Okay, because again, people are not going to have no food. They're already shutting off the food supply. Okay, you're not going to be able to go down to your 7-Eleven, to your local grocery store. Okay, those stores are going to start to get raided. There's already looting over there in Florida. Okay, with the things that are going on over there. You know, and you Habashim Ashai Brakatah to you brothers out there that are, as far as in those areas.
That was a beautiful story of deliverance. The brothers out there in Tampa, man. You know, they weren't afraid at all. They weren't shook up. You know, and a tree fell on their house. I don't know if you've seen the video. A tree fell on their house, and he said he heard all the little small branches when they fell on their house, but a big old tree trunk. It was like if one of these big ass palm trees was to fall on your house. You know, palm trees are heavy, bro.
Hell
you know,
yeah.
palm
Yeah,
trees.
yeah,
Like,
I mean-
people die from palm trees down here in Southern California when they fall because they don't look heavy. But those palm trees, they weigh thousands of pounds, man. You know?
Well, they have, like, over here in PB, they'll have the trees just fall down. That's why they cut down a lot of them.
Yeah.
Because they, the wind will
When
break the whole car.
when they fall on people, those people instantly die. They're crushed.
Yep.
You
I
know?
think that happened. I think it was like last year. The lady had died.
Right in front of my apartments, right down the street, that happened as well. Somebody got killed by a palm tree.
Yeah, that's the same. Yeah,
Yeah,
area.
yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about.
Right by
Yeah.
the crib.
Yeah,
Right by the
good.
spot.
Yep.
But back to the brothers' deliverance story. You know, it was a beautiful story because those brothers prayed and they prayed the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, and Yahweh Bashim Yahshai came through and delivered those brothers, man. And then we have the same faith coming into the times we're coming in, man. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. In the book of Revelation it says, I will keep thee from the hour of temptation. That word keep, I'm forgetting the exact Greek word, but that goes into preserve, reserve, to keep as is, to keep whole, you know?
It says in Isaiah 10 and 20, it speaks about the word escape,
Yep.
which means survive. Okay, because again, the true men of the Lord are what survivors, and they're going to endure to the end.
Yep.
And again, when we read it, that's why I read this right here. It's Psalms 91. There's no plague that's going to come upon these people.
Any
Okay,
precepts in the coming
this
word?
is Psalms 91 and 12.
Hey, shalom.
I want to read this in
Hey,
the
shalom,
NLT.
elder. Hey, shalom to all y'all brothers, man. You know, all y'all elders. Y'all Bashim Yahshai Barakatah Wa'atam. You know.
Yep. This is Psalms 91 and 12. It says they will hold, this is in the NLT. It says they will hold you up with their hands so you won't even hurt your foot or your stone. So again, going into the angels. You're not even going to have no, the Lord, again, wisdom of Solomon 3 and 1, they shall feel no torment, okay, no pain. Now again, of course we're going to go through stuff, but the Lord is going to be with us. Just like the brother brought out the 3 holy children. When they were in the furnace,
When we came out of Egypt, the Lord had Yahweh Shai in the chariot right above us the whole time, man. Yep, the chicken, you know, the quail,
yeah,
the quail,
yeah.
the chicken,
Yep.
you know,
Elder
you know,
Yashua,
yeah, the chicken, you know, the manna, you know, we ate angel's bread, you know, we ate chicken, you know, and then he had Jake still talking shit, wanted to go back to Egypt for the cucumbers and the fish, man.
Yeah,
you know,
that's funny because Elder Yashua, they were speaking about it, right? He was like, "You don't like chicken? Like, you don't like chicken?"
grab me some chicken right now.
Yeah. It's like, but Jake was complaining about that, as the brother was just saying. They were complaining about now Jake eats chicken all the
Yeah,
time.
but that's those same Jakes right now. They want to go to lobster, Grand Lobster, seafood boils and whatnot. You know, eating what's that? Gator tail bouillon or gator tail bouillon, whatever that shit is that they eat down in the south. The brothers that's from New Orleans, you know what I'm talking about. They
they make the whole gator.
the gator, and they put
Alligator.
they put the
Alligator meat.
yeah, alligator meat. They put like the tomato sauce in that. I see some dude making that shit on IG, man.
So this is so again going into what
That's just ultimately just the ungratefulness of Jake, man.
Yep. Yeah, because they've come like the wicked. You know, they're like the wicked. What do they have? They have everything. But what do? They want your soul too. They want every crumb. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Yep. It says Psalms 91 and 13. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and the adder and the young lion and the dragon. Thou shalt trample under thy feet. So again, it says you in the NLT. It says you will crush what fierce lions and serpents under your feet. So again, going into Esau, Edom, because it also speaks about that within Amos. Okay, that let me get there.
And ultimately, our bigger brothers, our big brothers, the angels, are going to be coming in this, man. Let's get this precept that's on there. Joel 3:19. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. We just read that in Isaiah the 13th chapter. As in Sodom and Gomorrah, Babylon shall be, also known as Egypt. Joel 3:19. Right here from the image. Egypt shall be as a desolation. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be as a desolate wilderness. For the violence against the children of Judah, for they have shed innocent blood in their land. You know?
Because again, let's get that. Isaiah 19 and 1.
Yep.
Isaiah 19 and 1. It says, the burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh will ride upon a swift cloud. It shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at the presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. So again, going into what those chariots, that swift cloud goes into those chariots that the brother just brought out. That's Lord Yahweh Shai is going to come back. Okay, as far as big as a mountain. Okay, when Ezra saw it. Okay,
This is Habakkuk 3 and 8. Also, brothers say Habakkuk.
and real quick, this is spiritually Egypt.
Now this is beautiful. It says, praise. I'll put it right here so you can see it. Praise for the Lord's power. Yep. Praise for Yahweh Shai's power.
Yep.
And that's how he's coming back. In all power, you know, in all splendor and all glory, man.
Angelic force.
Yep.
Yep.
And you ain't gonna be able to do anything against it, man. But the Lord Yahweh Shai is gonna put the spirit on you to fight, just so you can get destroyed.
Just so he can stun on you. The
Yeah.
ultimate Jake. Just so he can stun on you.
Yep.
You know, that's why it says.
And also, what's he doing right now? He's stunting on you with the report. He's tormenting you before the time with the play-by-play of the prophets, man. That's like if you're playing somebody on a bet and the nigga just keeps on replaying the touchdown.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all in slow motion.
No, like he's beating you 75-5, but he keeps like, oh man, I can pause the game. And he keeps on playing back the touchdown. That'll piss you off, man. That's what we're doing through the spirit, man. You know, tormenting before the time. This is Habakkuk 3 and 8, and it reads, the Lord Yahweh Shai displeased. Was the Lord Yahweh Shai displeased against the rivers? Was thine anger against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea? That thou didst ride upon thine horses and thy chariots of salvation. That's how he's coming back. The chariots of salvation, the chariots of fire, the chariots of Israel. Now only the elect is going to get beamed up. Only the elect is going to be told, come up in there.
This is Deuteronomy 32 and 41. If I wet my glittering sword in my hand, take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies. I will reward them that hate me. I will make my arrows drunk with blood. Because again, Yahweh Shai is coming with those chariots, right? That's going to be the chariot on top, right? But also what his spirit is going to be inside those missiles, okay? That are set for what? Babylon the Great, and over there in Israel in the motherland. Okay, because again, for all the rape, robbing, murder, and abominations, now the whole world is not going to be destroyed, but again, certain parts are going to be hit with those hypersonic missiles, which was going into what the earth is going to rock to and fro like a drunkard. Okay, it says Deuteronomy 32 and 42. I will make my arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour the flesh, that with the blood of the slain and the captives from the beginning of the revengers from the enemy. Rejoice, ye heaven. And when it's speaking about those arrows, it's speaking about what? Those hypersonic missiles. Okay, it's speaking about these right here that Russia has, what we were reading over earlier in Isaiah 13. It speaks about the Medes are not going to respect no money or silver. Okay, why? Because they're not making no covenants. This is the end. This is the end game that they had in what the Avengers. Okay, this is the end game for what Esau, Edom, and these heathen nations ruling. Okay, because again, the Lord has set a mark on this place. It set forth what? A judgment. It speaks about when you read this right here, what this place is set for what? Prominent for destruction. Okay, this is Deuteronomy 32 and 43. Rejoice, you nations, with the people, for he will avenge the blood of the servants, and I will render vengeance to his adversaries, and I will be merciful unto this land and to his people. Okay? And that's speaking about to what? The elect. Okay, the elect are going to be able to have that seal. Okay, the elect are going to be what? Beamed up in those chariots. Lord willing, we're of that number. Because the Lord is what? Put in the sickle in this place. Okay, this is Joel 3 and 13. It says, put ye the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full. The fats over the flow, for the wickedness is great. So look at the wickedness that you see here. When you have a law that they passed in California that if your children wants to basically have be a transformer, that child can be able to be taken under the government and taken from the parents because the parents don't want it.
And they can induct children from out of state.
Yep.
Also, Senate Bill 145, which passed like the first year I was in the troop, the first calendar year, like 2020, that's like the first official year, they passed Senate Bill 145, which allows them to have men who are 14 years old sleep with adolescent boys who are 14, man. Because when a woman hits a flower, she's officially, grown, according to our customs, according to the law, statutes, and commandments. Now, for you to do that, that would be unwise. We don't promote that, But back to that way when the kingdom is set up. But Esau Edom passes these laws to come after the children because he wants to come after boys, man. Because that's the way Esau Edom is built. You know, Esau Edom, he's his soul was lifted up. It's not upright in him. Habakkuk 2 and 4. You know, this man is a natural born homo. Like the elder Birmingham says, he's a natural born violent homo. You know, that's his nature, man.
Yep.
And I did a video on the brother for sharing the article. You know what I'm saying?
I watched the beginning. I watched like 15 minutes of it.
It's all good. The water brother for the article, you know, because they allowed me to do a lesson. But I did a lesson going into how Spain, they're looking to legalize adults having sex with children. Now they're saying age 12. Eventually that's going to get down to 8, down to 4, you know, down to from 8 down to 7, from 7 down to 6, down to 5, down to 4. That's Esau Edom. You give this nigga an inch, he takes a mile. He takes the whole enchilada, man. You give him one little bite, you get a little piece off the corner. This nigga takes your whole meal. You know.
And it speaks about that in Sirach.
Yeah.
You know, actually we were just in it. Sirach was it 12 and 11.
Also 14 and 7.
You know that he will come crouching and he will act like he cool, but then when you're down, you turn your back. All of a sudden your whole shit's gone.
That's why the Sirach says, "Set him not beside thee, either at thy right hand or at thy left." You know.
This is Isaiah 19 and 14. The Lord Yahweh have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as drunken man stagger in his vomit. So again,
that perverse spirit, you know, that's all throughout Babylon the Great, and you have other nations starting to be affected by it, man. And what does he want to do? He's coming after your children. He wants to sexualize your 4, 5, or 6-year-old boy and pass laws to where if you say anything about it, you're wicked, you're evil, you're the devil. And that vibration of you speaking out against what this man is pushing and you being called criminal is starting to be pushed more and more and more and more, because that's the beast starting to speak like a dragon. You know, that's why Spain is saying that. That's why you have Babylon the Great. They have take the children to drag day. You know, that's all New World Order agenda, to sexualize children, to put a Quran inside you and to monitor you every single move. And if you speak out against it, off with his head. You know.
This word perverse, when you go in the Blue Letter Bible, it goes into distorting, perverting, or warping. Okay, and that's what they're doing with your mind. That's why this place is known as the land of the darkness. Yes, the Hebrew word 5773. And when you go, it says right here, when you go into the Strong's definition, right? In the root of it, it says to bend. The Hebrew word, it's like in the Blue Letter Bible, Hebrew 5753. To bend, to twist, to distort, to be bent, to bow down, to be twisted, to be perverted. That's Esau Edom to the core. He's perverse and outside the temple, or he's profane and outside the temple. Profane, which means outside the temple, slack it. It says to twist, to distort, okay, to commit iniquity, do wrong, pervert. Yeah, pervert. That's exactly what Esau Edom is. What does he do? He watches your kids when you're inside, when you have these smart TVs, he watches children. Okay? He sets up these TikToks and all these different things where underage children are on there, you know, exposing themselves. Okay? And what does he do? He promotes that.
Well, 99% of the time when they have those people they're protecting somebody that's a pervert.
Oh yeah. Dateline.
To catch a pervert.
He actually.
Yeah. 99% of the time it'll be an Edomite. Now recently, I don't know if you've seen it. There was a video on IG where it was a Moabite. It was a Moabite, and he looked like a Moabite. He could have been Esau, you know, but he was a Moabite. And then when he got caught, this nigga started crying. He ran outside of the store, and it looked like he was. I think I shared that. I think I shared that video on my back channel. I believe I did. One of my back channels. I'll show it to you a little later. But the nigga ran out. The nigga he was caught him coming outside. He was confronting him in the store. The nigga started crying in the store. He ran outside. And when he ran outside, dude started confronting him again. He started crying like a little bitch. Then he ran to his car, hopped in his car, and then he got into a car accident, backing his car up, and then he got chased down and tackled.
Yeah. Because actually, that guy Chris Hansen, he actually got caught for that, for being with underage, children. Okay.
This man's a hypocrite.
Yep.
And it's not this abode, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. And that ultimately is going into Esau, because if you go into that word hypocrite, it goes into godless, ungodly.
This is Job 10 and 21. Before I go, whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. Okay, this is reiterated in the Psalms 23. Okay, the valley of shadow of death, because what a valley is what's set at a low place. There's no moral code here. Okay, you can. I saw a guy yesterday. He was basically, he married his car, and he was just making out with his car and shit. And then they also. This is sick. You can marry a robot. You can be with an animal. They're promoting bestiality all over 6 places. You can be, as far as in Babylon the Great, you can be able to be with the animal.
And that was a practice that Esau, Edom, so-called white man, adopted from the ancient Canaanites. You know, Egypt. They were into that, man.
Yep.
Back into what I meant to read a little earlier. The law.
Let me get this one real quick. Job 10 and 22, a land of darkness, and darkness goes into confusion. And the confusion is what Esau, Edom. He is the confusion in this place.
Yeah, we can wrap on that.
Yeah, go. This is Job. Let me finish this out. Job 10 and 22. It says, a land of darkness as darkness itself, and the shadow of death without any order, and wherein the light is as darkness. So again, going into real quick, this is because we're supposed to hate the evil. Okay? We're supposed to hate the evil and love the good. Isaiah 5 and 20. Woe, which means destruction unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. So they put, because they passed a law, now it's okay for you to do these sick, perverted things. Okay? Which you're actually supposed to follow what the law says, your commandments. Okay? This man's the Bill of Rights, or what is it, the Constitution and Amendments. What does he do? He goes against that. Okay? As we're seeing, he's starting to be draconian, and he's passing laws in the dark. Okay, a lot of these, as far as that Executive Order 14067, that was passed without the House and Senate. Okay, because he's been given dictator powership. Okay, to be able to pass these certain laws, going into Revelation 13:11 to be draconian.
This is Psalms 94 and 1 down to 3. O Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshai Alahayim, to whom vengeance belongeth. O Yahweh Shem Yahshai, to whom vengeance belongeth, show thyself, lift up thyself, thou judge of the earth, render a reward to the proud. How long shall the wicked triumph? And that's our sentiment. That was the same sentiment of Ezra, Second Ezra 6:56, 57 through 59. That was the same sentiment of the apostles. Thou at this time restore the kingdom unto Israel.
He's out for that little season. Real quick, Job 20 and 5. Thy triumphing of the wicked is short. Okay, come. Job 20 and 4. Yep. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. So again, he's out for that little season, that short time, because he knows that he has but a short time. That's why he's going to be coming down with great wrath. Was that Revelation 12 and 12?
Yeah, these people have only been in power literally about 500 years as far as the revitalized Roman Empire. Babylon the Great, a good almost 250 years since 1776. That's how long an average empire lasts, 250 years, man.
And look at what they've done. They've done a good job for us being the devil.
Yeah.
They destroyed, you got islands full of trash. They defiled the whole earth. It has reached the heavens, and now it's time for what? Judgment.
I got that. That's the second Ezra 15 and 6, and it reads, for wickedness hath exceedingly flew the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled.
Yep. Their hurtful works are fulfilled. They've done their job, and now what? Fetters, irons, and chains, and after 1,000 years, you will be exterminated. Okay?
Psalms 94:16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? Yep.
That goes into what the prophets. The prophets are standing upon that rock, that foundation. Okay, that are standing in that great boldness, right? That the Lord has given us that spirit. Okay, because we know that Psalms 34 and 7 speaks about the angels that camp around those that fear, because we heard that speech and we were afraid. Okay, that's a treasure. Okay, Isaiah 33 and 6. That is, you can't go by fear. You can't, because people don't fear Yahweh Shem El Shai, but they will. Okay, according according to Sirach 36:5, they shall know Yahweh Shem Shai as we have known him. Okay?
Yep. This is Psalms 94:20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood.
And that's what they're doing right now. They're framing. They're setting up a frame by having what basically these low-level Edomites that are the January 6th thing, you know, the Proud Boys and what is it, Ananine and all that.
Raiding Donald Trump's mansion, you know, Alex Jones, you know, what's this one nigga that kicked off the internet?
Tate.
Yeah, Andrew Tate. Yeah, Andrew Tate, he's a Jake. You know, people don't know it, but you know, his dad, you know, I think his dad's a so-called Judite or a Benjamite, either or. You know?
Well, also his dad was a CIA agent, because a lot of these guys be also plants. You know, because again, you have wicked Jakes. You know, he has like I watched you know, a couple videos or whatever. He has like a swag.
You can tell he got salt.
Yeah. But the thing is, but you got wicked Jakes. Yeah. You know what I mean? But what they do is
speaking of that, bro, because what was he saying? He was saying a lot of talking points that we're saying. You know? Yep. That's remember the one chick? Remember the tall chick that listened to us a long time ago? She came up. Yes, sir. Looked like her.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
It might not be.
But I know you're talking about
the one tall chick.
Yeah, she's kind of.
Yeah. It's Oxnard.
Yeah. Oh, you already. My bad. That's another thing. You already got a claim.
Yeah, probably.
My bad.
What was that? I hate that.
You were speaking about Andrew Tate.
The water brother. Yeah. Back to the point. A lot of these guys listen to our videos, man. Coolio.
Yeah, because Coolio, so he got not gangster straight.
Yeah. What was he talking about? He was talking about the Bible, man. Yep. Because a lot of these celebrities, a lot of these people who are in Hollywood, man, they watch our videos. You brothers in the comment board who are making videos, those people who are high esteemed in this world, you know, they're watching our videos, man. You know, and some of them may repent. You know, and that's why we do the work. You know, is that our people, you know, who are of the elect, hear the word and repent, and you're gonna have guys come out of that life, even out of Hollywood. You know, out of being out of all walks of life. You know, coming from the athletes. They're watching the videos.
Yep. You know, Anthony. You have LeBron James.
Yep.
You know, you have
Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, Kyrie Irving. Because what did Kyrie Irving do? Yep. He stood up, even though he I saw he has like a Buddha thing or whatever. Yep. But the whole point is that he had the understanding to know, hey, that's not good for my body.
Yep.
Okay? So again, and that, what did he do? He lost millions for that. Okay? He lost millions for doing that. Okay? And eventually they'll probably try to, you know what I mean, knock him down. Because again, whenever that you stand for righteousness, you become a prey. Isaiah 29, it's like 59 and 15. Okay? Yeah, right here. This is Ezekiel 25 and 12. Yeah, because I know the batteries are done, so we're at that point. Ezekiel 25 and 12. It says, thus said Yahweh Shema Shai, because that Edom had dealt against the house of Judah, take vengeance, and had greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, Yahweh Shema Shai, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom. I will cut off man and beast from it. I will make it desolate from Teman, and at the den that shall fall by the sword.
I got something to do with that. You want to get 13 one more time, brother? Real quick.
And so it says Ezekiel 25 and 13. Therefore, thus said Yahweh Shema Shai, I'll also stretch out my hand upon Edom. Okay, and this is speaking about the white man.
And the Hebrew way you say Ezekiel is Kazaki Allah, you know.
Edom out of one, which goes back to what red.
Yep.
Okay, when you go into that word, it goes also to what the Idumeans, which goes back to what the Greeks. Okay, which is the people that are bullshit. These are the Edomites. These are the wicked. Okay?
This is Psalms 98 and 1, and it reads, "Oh, sing unto the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai a new song," which we're doing. You know, the song of victory, the song of Moses, the everlasting gospel of the kingdom of who? Of Yasha Allah, the princes of power, the joint heirs and rulers with Yahweh Shai. The good news to the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indian, Central Indian, man, woman, and child. You know, this is Psalm 98:1. Sing unto the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai a new song, for he had done marvelous things his right hand and his holy arm had gotten him the victory. The Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua had made known his salvation, his righteousness. He openly showed in the sight of the heathen. And that's what's going to happen. They're going to be marveled at the strangeness of our salvation. Lord, will we be of that number? It says that in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, man. You know, was this the man we had in the vision? You know?
And also, was it Isaiah? It speaks about, is this the man? You know what I mean?
Also, Revelation 11 and 12, you know?
And real quick, this is in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, or the New Compact Bible Dictionary, okay? And what does it say about Edom? It says, the country was also called Seir, or Mount Seir was the name of the territory. Oh, wait, sorry. You got something, brother?
I just quoted one of them. Revelation, I want to make sure.
It's like it was right here.
Revelation 11 and 12, and it reads, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither, and they ascended up into heaven in the cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Yep. And that's what we want to hear. Come up hither, man.
Yep, going into the chariots. Oh, real quick. So this is the this word. So again, the New Compact Bible Dictionary, right? It says Edom. It says she is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from Yahweh. And it goes into what Isaiah 34 and 5 and 6, where the Lord's going to bathe his sword in heaven, going into those hypersonic missiles.
They who won.
Yep.
The Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua suffering and will not, and all the wicked.
Yep. And then also what Isaiah 63. Basically the whole book.
Yeah.
The whole book.
The whole book condemns you, man.
Yep.
You know?
That shows you that this white man didn't write this book.
Yep.
Okay, it was written by what divine inspiration from the Holy Spirit. Men that had the Spirit had the breath. Okay, it's not written for you either. That's why it speaks about Psalms 50. Who are you to declare my statutes? Who are you to talk about this is your Bible? Who are you to say that this is for you? Okay, this ain't for you. This Bible condemns you.
I got one.
That's why you try to take it away.
Yep. This is Isaiah 48 and 22. There is no peace, said Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, unto the wicked.
No peace. And it just said right there in Edom. It says the only neighbor of what the Israelites, that's what, not going to receive any mercy. Okay? Because these other heathen nations, after a certain period of time, they're going to be able to go back to their lands. And they're going to be able to rejoice. Why? Because righteousness is on the earth. Or righteousness is played out. Okay? They're going to be able to go and, like, be in peace. They're not going to have to...
Esau, Edom, you shall have no land, no son nor nephew, you know, nor will your name be found in heaven, in rulership. And that's the good news. That's the report.
Yep. And that's the good news for everybody. Yeah, that's it. I saw the lady, too, that you were talking about. Yeah, I saw her earlier.
The normal visitor.
Yep.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, it's about that time.
I was looking at his eyes.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Told me he's sick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He might be a Jake now. You know what I'm saying? He just might be
Irish.
Yeah, he might be Irish.
Which Irish?
There's a reason why he stops every time and just says, "What's up?" He might be, you know, he might just be a lost Jake. You know, who knows? We'll find out in due time.
Yep.
But there's a reason why he stops all the time. He's like, "What's up?"
Yeah, he always.
Yeah.
Only one time he was tripping.
Yeah. That's because he was drunk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he had those spirits on him.
Yeah, but that ultimately that's Yahweh Shem Yahushai showing us, those who we be of that number, that those spirits who are of vengeance, those spirits of vengeance that are in people, they're going to be not turned up against his men. You know.
Yep. This is Ezekiel, and right here, Ezekiel 25 and 14.
Yep.
I will lay my vengeance upon Edom, okay, by the hand of my people Israel. They shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fearing, and they that shall know my vengeance, said Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So again, going into also the elect are going to have spiritual powers. Okay, what that new threshing instrument? Okay, again, we're going to have of that number, right? The elect is going to have spiritual powers.
Yep.
Okay?
It's written.
It's written because again, I want to do a lesson about it tomorrow. The super soldiers that they have them already ready, set up.
Yeah, Yahweh Shem Yahushai is to make things interesting. You know.
Yep.
It's not gonna. I mean, we can't just completely blow them out the water 1,000 to 0. They got to score some points, you know, to make it interesting.
Yep.
He's gonna make it look like to the carnal eye, you know, to the natural eye, that we have no chance.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, they have no chance.
Well,
and that's the comfort in the scriptures.
It speaks about that in Deuteronomy 20 and 1.
Yep.
You know, don't be afraid of their horses and chariots.
Yep.
You know, roughly paraphrasing, as far as speaking about the military that they have.
He hasn't given us the spirit of fear, but a power and of love and of a sound mind.
Yep.
You know, and this wisdom, knowledge, understanding shall be the stability of our times. You got any closing precepts? That's pretty much much it.
Yeah, that's it. I was gonna get, that's okay.
Bring it out.
Bring it out. Okay, so yeah, so going in just real quick because you have that you have these doubters, man, and so people that are just coming in, they're like, well, I don't know about it.
Let not the incredulity of them, fear not the.
Feel not the incredulity.
I don't want to butcher. I don't want to butcher.
Second
it.
Ezra 15.
Yeah, I don't want to butcher it though.
Yep.
Today we got time. This is second Ezra 15 and 3, and the incredulity goes into unbelief. This is second Ezra 15. I'll get 1 down to 3. And it reads, "Behold, speak in the ears of my people." That's possessive right there. His people are the Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, woman, man, woman, and child. Let me say it the right way. Starting with the men. Yahweh Shema Shai is dealing with the men.
Revelation 21 and 3.
Yeah, the tabernacle. Also Ezekiel 34. He's dealing with the men. This is second Ezra 15 and 1, and it reads, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I'll put in thy mouth, saith the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, and let not the incredulity of faith of them trouble thee that speak against thee." Why? For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, including you scoffers in the comment board. Yeah. This dude coming in the comment board yesterday called himself Faith 144. And
with no faith.
With no faith. And I did a video and I posted on Instagram, just like, hey, just look at these scoffers in the comment board. Yeah. Every single comment this dude has made on my page has been a scoffing comment. So I point out the fact that he has all this deep knowledge, right? Because he was like, well, a 12-year-old, that applies to a woman after she hits her flyer. I was like, I said that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to make a lesson on that.
I saw that.
Yeah, I was like, bro.
I saw the lesson. I was like, well, the beginning of it. 15 minutes.
If it would have been like, if I wouldn't have looked at his comment history, if I wouldn't have looked at his comment history, I looked at his comment history before I threw up that comment. So I'm not just gonna come at somebody who's coming on my comment board who's just spitting knowledge, because some people aren't teachers. But every single comment you've thrown on my comment board has been a fucking scoffing comment. Then I'm gonna ask you, what's up? So I asked him, hey, where's your works at? Where are your videos at? All this deep knowledge. And the dude got mad and said I'm effeminate because I'm telling him to go teach the word with the deep knowledge. And then I checked this page. His page says, doing the work for Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, edifying videos. I click on the page, no videos. Crickets. Well, reality check, my nigga. You scoffers and mockers, your ass is on the red blue list too.
Yep. Because you see the truth.
The 72 the list of 72 things that I looking to identify as people as domestic terrorists, those who visit websites of people who are speaking out against the New World Order, conspiracy theorist websites. Well, your ass is on a conspiracy theorist, quote unquote, website by scoffing and mocking. So guess what? By default, you're on the red and blue list too.
Yep.
The
Lord
scoffers.
set you up. The Lord set you up. You know what I mean? Ultimately, because he's the hitman.
Yep.
Okay? So he said, hey, come on
and
the
board.
board.
And you could be an agent, who knows? But if you aren't, well, guess what? You're on the red and blue list too, my nigga.
Yep.
Just like we are. So all you scoffers and mockers, just realize that when you throw up your shit-talking comments, your comments are being marked as people who follow the truth. So guess what? By default, they're going to come after your asses too. And you're not going to have the protection of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai.
This is Deuteronomy 20:1. When thou goest out to battle against thy enemies and seest horses and chariots and people more than thou, be not afraid of them, said Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, is with thee and brought thee out of the land of Egypt. So he said, be not afraid. So why are you going to go down to Esau and try to, it says don't tempt the Lord. Don't tempt the Lord with those, as far as your lies and your deception with that Quran. Okay? It says, and no cuttings, many different scriptures, right? And again, this is speaking about, be not afraid of all their military that they have. Be not afraid of all the things that they have. Okay? But trust in Yahweh Shema Shai.
It says the Lord's right hand is holy arm and got them the victory.
Yep.
Well, those who got the victory are going to be protected by Yahweh Shema Shai's right hand is holy arm. Yahweh Shai, the angel of the Lord encampeth around them that fear him and delivered them. The angel of the Lord is Yahweh Shai. And who does he have? An innumerable company of angels looking and protecting and looking out for brothers. That's why you see chariots flying over brothers at camp. The chariot came and visited last week, man, and we seen chariots on other brothers, around other brothers. And that's confirmation that we have the truth. That's confirmation that Yahweh Bashim Yahshai is with us. You don't see chariots popping up on IUIC, ISUPK, because those chariots are going to pop up on those guys at the time where they don't want the chariots to pop up on them. That's to zap those guys to smithereens, man, unless they repent.
Yeah, because that goes in that we read earlier, Psalms 91. The angels are going to be able to protect you. Ezekiel 34, it speaks about there's an angel that will be able to lead you to the wilderness, to lead you to safety.
You got the Roman
And
centurions.
also Matthew 24.
You got the Roman centurions right there. You know, I wish I could zoom in, see I could see it.
This is
Police.
Matthew 20 and 2. And it shall be when you come nigh unto battle, and that the priest shall approach and speak unto the people. So again, we're in a battle right now. Okay, this what Ecclesiastes 3 and 8. We're in a time of war, but again, this is a spiritual fight right now. Okay, it says 3, and shall say unto them, Hear, O Israel, your approach this day unto you. Slacky. It says, battle against your enemies, let not your hearts faint, fear not, and do not tremble, neither be terrified because of them. For Yahweh Shemashai is he that goeth with you to fight for you and against your enemies to save you.
Exodus 14 to 14, we'll close on that one. Yeah, you should keep your peace.
Yep, and just like he delivered us out of Egypt, he's going to deliver us out of here. It's going to be a great deliverance. It speaks about that in John 12 and 28, where it speaks about the Lord, or Yahweh Shai asked, you know, if you're going to glorify that name, and Yahweh Shai said, yeah, or Yahweh said, yeah. Glorify that name again, roughly paraphrasing that. He said Exodus 14 and 14. Yeah, because this is the second, I was going to do a video about that. This is the second Exodus, okay? This is where we're going to be able to be delivered out of the hands of our enemies, okay? This is Exodus 14. Oh, okay, good. Yeah. Just get it.
Yeah. Exodus 14 and 14, and it reads, The Lord Yahweh Shem Shai shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. Yeah, so the Lord's going to deliver us, man. He's going to fight for us. He's going to be our buckler, our shield. You know, he's going to destroy the enemy. All we have to do is wait upon Yahweh Shem Shai. We'll close on that with that. Zephaniah 3 and 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's a perfect scripture to close on out.
Sorry. Oh, let me just get in the phone.
Okay. Yeah, Thwada for tuning in. Thwada for the precepts that Brother Zid throw up. Yahweh Shem Shai Brakatah Watam. May Yahweh Shem Shai protect you. Pete 3 and 8. Wait ye upon me.
Okay. This is Zephaniah 3 and 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, said Yahweh, until that day I will rise up to the prey.
Yep.
For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour out to pour upon my indignation.
Yep. His righteous anger.
Yep.
Even all my fury. Yep.
Even all my fierce anger.
All my fierce anger. Those are 7 possessive statements that Yahweh Shem Shai makes in this precept. A complete number of statements saying he's going to look out for us and destroy our enemies, man. But you got to believe. Yep. You know?
It says,
it's like, okay, therefore, wait ye upon me, said the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, those gathered up in the valley of Yehoshaphat who are fighting Armageddon. You know, Armageddon is Hebrew. As far as Armageddon, Armageddon is the mountain of troops. We're going to all be destroyed. But the Lord's going to put the Spirit on them to fight against Yahushua and the angels. Michael, there's a war in heaven. You know, Michael.
Which they're being gathered over there right now. They're being gathered in Yehoshaphat.
The devil and his angels fought against Michael and his angels, roughly paraphrasing. Yep. And they didn't prevail. Neither was their name found in heaven any longer, man. That's the good news. Yep. That I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. And the earth is being devoured right now with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, which is this fire, this word, you know. So, anything else? No. So with that, we'll close on out. Lords, you're edified. Before we close on out, we'll turn to the east and give all praise, honor, and infinite glory to
Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Rakakadash.
double honors unto the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who do rule well and teach well. Shalom unto the elders and the elder bishops of Great Millstone as well. Shalom, shalom. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect and the hearty shalom to the sincere brethren doing the work of truth and sincerity, spread across the four winds of the earth, giving diligence to make their calling and election sure. Shalom, shalom. And until next time, next lesson. Oh, last but not least, the Hearty Shalom to the Men of Valor and DTA camps. First camps, we both heard the truth from.
Yeah.
Isaiah 62 verses 6 through 7. You that make mention of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshai, keep not silence and give him no rest until you make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. So, Lord's will, you were edified. And in closing, Shalom, DTA, Wa, Ba, Ba, Ba. Hey, Yahweh Shem Yahshai. Just happy to be here, bro. Hey, Dawada, for all the precepts. Yahweh Shem Yahshai Barakatah Watam. Tune in to the elders and tune in to the elders. Tune in to the elders out there in Dallas. I believe they're live right now. We're gonna watch them. Definitely. In the car on the way home. Shalom.